where the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. But he walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn. A voice wants in fire, a mind drawn is gone. The chaos watches with an all-seeing glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame, the faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sin. I come to wake the sleeping, the church will bring the fair. No one else, no illusions, no hollow in your bed. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Misled, thinking truth from the wreckage, raising thought from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shot men declare, exposing every shadow we pretend not to fear. And the overlord rises with the suffering command. A beast of judgment, the mortal chemist dead. On his growl rings through the silence of the night. The loyal understand, Trigger keeps the balance right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. I became the chaos of found to strong against the darkness, rising in defense. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Bow your head to the beast that controls the dust. It's in hell of reason with the ball-crushing block. If his ball runs in deep, the shadows will consume. The world cracks open, ushering down. So with the command, don't deploy a core. If you know what's good, feed Morty the overlord. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Overtaking the chaos of power and pretend. Strong against the darkness, rising to defense. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense.
All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka TheIndianJesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who we got? We got Lone Wolf and Cub, and oh my goodness, Jennifer, aka Arrow, starting us off with the swole goal. Of course, you guys know every single donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. That, of course, goes to the Morty Memorial Fund and the stream goal. Guys, 15 super chats of any amount or a $75 total. And not only does Morty get a special treat, it gets an extra treat. And I've got to do a push-up for every $2. I am puny. Help me out. Arrow, thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness, I am excited for this one, guys. Because, you know, I mean, I've had my interactions with Andrew Wilson. They didn't always go great. I think, you know, Rachel Wilson, his wife, said she's warming up to me. But, you know, I don't really love his style of trying to change things, if that's what he's actually doing. It seems to me more so that he is trying to be right and build his own profile rather than change things. But I don't know. This is the first time I've seen him outside of that debate bro kind of mindset. Now, I did sit with him, not like one-on-one, but during last year's debate con, I was sitting at the same table when we were eating lunch. And so like there was about like 10, 15 people around. So, I mean, like he's a cool dude outside of that. But we never get to see that. And so shout out to PBD, had him on the show, and extremely, extremely interesting. And like we said, a very different look. So let's dive right in. As always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
And there's rage behind it.
Rage?
Yeah, you have rage and a look that you trust nobody.
In this industry, you can't trust anybody. All these holier than thou sewing circle Christians. How could you do this? And I'm thinking, shut up, you lying snake. Let me pat you on the head and read gospel. That doesn't work. You have to destroy worldviews before you can replace worldviews. If you're not willing to do it, shut your mouth and don't criticize them. And that's why, sir, I hate the left. I hate leftists with every fiber of my being.
And this is what he needs to understand. What he needs to understand is that he hates the left, and that atheism and leftism are not the same thing. But we will get there.
That's bad. As a Christian, you're not supposed to hate people. I get that. But I really hate them. Progressives have been running around calling everybody who disagrees with any of their crazy ass values fascists. These are the people who brought us the lockdowns, the state issued garment of the mask. They gave us a fascist state. That's what they do. It was really funny. Fuentes used to say America first is inevitable. And then the left made it inevitable. How can you have guys like Nick Fuentes making such momentum? And it's like, he's a product of you. All you got to do is go look in the mirror and see who's responsible for it, you dumb lefty.
But I want to ask you, what is more dangerous to America? Progressive ideology or Muslims that are coming to you who are not willing to assimilate?
Muslims also hate progressives. But progressives are useful idiots. So as long as Muslims can use left-wingers for the path to bring more Muslims in, they'll vote left overwhelmingly. It's a takeover. It's an invasion. Here's the way I view the world. If Christians aren't in charge, somebody else is going to be in charge of them. And so this is a race for power. You're either going to be ruled by the lunatics of the world, or you're going to rule the lunatics of the world.
Damn. And a shout out to our boy Dane. Welcome to the party. With the big $10. Thank you so very, very much. Of course, another treat for Morty, and I will update that for you. Dane said, what exactly is the memorial fund going to buy? If you gain lean tissue, you lose your branding. Okay, we're not going to get jacked, but, you know, we'll get up there. Andrew has a lot of material like that, but you have to watch more than the clips. And that is fair. I know he has, like, his chill stream, and it's not, you know, the debate bro thing, but like, again, if all I know of you is debate bro, then you have to give me a reason to want to actually sit down and watch the chill stuff. So that's why I'm very grateful for PBD putting this together, because I honestly I don't want to spend that much time watching Andrew on his own, because I don't necessarily know if I'm going to like it. But this is a much more palatable thing. So to your first question of the Morty Memorial Fund. So Morty is 15 years old. I have to guess that this was our last Christmas together and going to be our last New Year's. I don't know exactly yet. So I've never had a dog pass away. So I think the fact that you guys are contributing, we definitely want to make it a collaborative thing. But I definitely am going to get a tattoo of him. That's the first thing, but some type of, just cremation, some type of memorial thing that I could keep around with me, any of those things, all going to the Morty Memorial Fund. Very, very, very much appreciate. All right, guys, let's do this. Yeah, well said. I hate the left also. That's what I'm saying. Andrew, we got this. Most things in common. It's just the one thing. It's the one thing. We are on the same team.
Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm supposed to taste sweet victory. I know this life meant for me.
Adam, what's your point? The future looks bright.
My handshake is better than anything I ever seen.
We heard my song. We don't need their song.
Andrew Wilson, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you on. Yeah. I saw we messaged a couple times on was it X or
yeah? I think it was X.
And then I'm like, listen, you're everywhere, and I want to learn more about you. So here we are.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Your team's treated me very well. I appreciate that. You can always tell a lot about a person by how they treat other people.
Yeah.
And that's always, like I said earlier, that, even though we had right before I was talking to him at lunch, we had that debate and it didn't go the way that I wanted to go. And, he wasn't like trying to dunk on, just a normal dude, just another person.
We it's so funny you're saying this. You know who said this? Who said this yesterday, Rob? Pompliano said it yesterday on the Business Podcast.
But,
Andrew,
Thank you again, Arrow and Dane, our current sponsor. Thank you guys so very, very much.
You're all over the place when I see your clips. Debate, fire. You're making friends every day. I can tell you're a guy that likes to make new friends. And
very well loved.
Yeah, very well loved. And you had a very nice debate with a fellow who we had on the podcast as well, Daniel Hariraju. You guys went at it, and you were given a lot of stats that day.
Yeah,
a lot of stats.
That was the guy where they did the. It was at DebateCon where they were just talking about incest and IQ. And it's like, oof. Shout out to HR Death Poet in the building. Welcome to the party. Said PBD is kind of fussy. We all have our things, right? We'll definitely call that out when we see it. But I like PBD. I think he's definitely. I like him as an entertainer. I like him as a commentator. I don't necessarily think that he and I would get along on, and be the best of friends. Not that we wouldn't get along at all. But it seems like we just come from different places, right? Lomo said the left doesn't understand that radicals beget radicals. The far left created the modern far right. Bingo. Yep. You
guys went at it, and you were giving a lot of stats
on the video because of course.
Stats, and if the audience doesn't
why would we watch a video on YouTube and not hit the like button? Even when it doesn't let us, we try again because that's what good people do, right?
Recognize it. We will show the clip here in a minute. But prior to going into, the stuff that you're doing today, I want to learn more about your story, how you came up. Off camera, you were telling me about a couple other guys we were talking about. We don't need to mention their names, of how they came up, and I told you I know nothing about the gaming world. You told me how much I'm missing out and that I should consider getting into it. But tell me,
absolutely not.
Is Andrew a gamer like that?
Yeah. Tell me about how you got into the space.
He strikes me as somebody who'd be like, oh yeah, these video games are just making everything bad. That seems like where he would be coming from.
By total accident. I never belonged there to begin with. I worked with my hands. I was a robotics mechanic. And I started as an industrial mechanic and then worked my way into being a robotics mechanic. And during the COVID-19 lockdowns, progressives who I just really hate. I mean, I really hate them. And I know I'm not supposed to. I know that that's bad. As a Christian, you're not supposed to hate people. I get that. But I really hate them. And so I would argue with them constantly on Facebook and these other, these other platforms. And just a nobody. But they started having these little panels, some of them. They'd have little video panels. Everybody was bored.
Shout out to the Panelverse. Oh, not dropping names, but if you know, you know. Dane, again, with the $5. Thank you so very, very much. Said Andrew does. Well, let's give Morty his treat. Where are we? Oh, that way. There you go. Come on, lazy. Get it. There you go. And that's his... We're going to fill that up if we hit the goal, which at this rate, we definitely will. Thank you, Dane. Said, Andrew does what I've done IRL for 30 plus years. He works to expose the lies of the other worldviews and to promote his own worldview. Andrew is very gamer. Fair enough. You never really know. But I'm learning that, the gaming, not industry, but the gaming community is a lot bigger than I thought. Just a stab in the dark. But thank you very, very much out sponsoring yourself, sir.
Started having these little panels, some of them. They'd have little video panels. Everybody was bored because COVID was going on, so I started crashing those panels. And that made its way over to YouTube. And then I started getting debates with, people who I guess were big names. I didn't know who they were at the time. I didn't know who any of these people were. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I didn't know anything about any of these people. I just knew that they were assholes. So I was happy to take them on.
Pre-COVID, you're not on YouTube. You're not on podcasts. Pre-COVID, you're doing nothing. Yeah. You're a robotics guy doing your thing, minding your own business.
Yep. I had no intention at all. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I would be an entertainer who has one of the most super chatted channels in the United States, I would have laughed at you.
That is insane.
I would have laughed at you. Been like, no, I don't know anything about entertainment. I don't know anything about any of this. And here's what that should show you.
Shout out to Behave in the building. Welcome. Said, I just researched ashes put into a pendant. There's another one that makes his ashes into a diamond. So yeah, when unfortunately Marty, what? Who? When Morty passes, then I can't bring myself to look too deeply into that stuff now. Just, how that is. But, stuff like that. That is what the Morty Memorial Fund is for. And we are getting up there, guys. We're over $1,300. So thank you so very, very much. HR said, I only know of Andrew from Sarah. Usually it's the other way around. People only know of Sarah because of Andrew. But we'll get into it. All right.
Think about any of this. And here's what that should show you. What that should show you is that a person who just at the time had only a basic grasp of logic, now I've since refined that very well, right? It's part of my job. I take my job seriously. Was able to make those kinds of inroads. That's how bad discourse has fallen in the collective intelligence of people. It's bad.
Who were you in high school? 14, 15 years old. Who was Andrew Wilson?
Apparently the gamer guy. Shout out to Dane again with another 5. Thank you. Morty getting his treat right there. Yummy. Thank you, sir. Said he's an older millennial, so he's into all of that Star Wars stuff and gamer culture. I'm the old guy who rolls my eyes at you people. I'm not you people. I've never seen Star Wars. I don't own a video game system, but fair enough. Thank you, sir. Again, out sponsoring yourself, sir. Very much appreciated.
I moved around quite a bit. So I never got too firm of a footing anywhere. I was usually only in a place for maybe 3-4 years. I wouldn't say I was popular, but not unpopular. Just normal, just a normal guy.
Were you a math guy? Were you an athlete? Were you a 4.2 GPA?
I was more of a delinquent. Like you
were more than a delinquent.
It was
never seen Star. Well, that's not true. I did watch the first season of The Mandalorian. But no, I've always said, I like I've said, my parents are immigrants, so there was a whole shit ton of from like the 70s to like the very early 90s of American pop culture that I just didn't get, because all of you guys had your parents show it to you, or you had groups of friends that were, and I didn't have that. And by the time I got to like college and stuff, it was like, an event. Like, okay, we're going to sit down and we're going to watch the trilogy and, all the lore behind it. I'm like, oh, I want you guys to explain it. And we've had movie nights in Discord and just been waiting for anybody who's willing to watch with me. But instead, you all do this. So guess I'll never see it.
More like cut school whenever I could.
Were you smoking? Were you the guy that would smoke pot and go and have theories? Like, I had a friend of mine that would smoke a lot, and he was such an interesting guy to speak because he was brilliant. Were you that guy? Or
No. I was a different type. I was more like the cut school, have a cigarette, go over, hang out at the Burger King. Anything I could do to avoid, formal school, I did. I knew then, I guess intuitively, that school was a waste of time.
As any man should, right? As any man should.
It was a complete and total waste of time for me.
Were you a reader? Were you somebody that was naturally like?
Oh yeah.
From what age did you start reading?
Oh, I started really early, so I was gifted in that category. So how it was explained to me was that people who are really, really, really good at math are often really terrible in the arena of reading. And
yep, I'm terrible at math. I think I'm a good reader, but math is not my strong suit.
And knowledge recall. And vice versa. I was never great at math, but I was always excellent with reading and comprehension and things like this. So, yeah, I just never had any problems in that domain.
Who was the male figure in your life?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Tell me about your dad. What did your dad do?
He had a rough story. I don't know if I don't really talk about myself too much. It's just not my thing. But my dad.
I live in Jersey. There's a mall every 5 minutes. What does this have to do with anything? Shout out to Hector. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya.
Dad, he was an entertainer. He grew up in the California area in Covina. And my grandfather, he was in the Army Air Corps in World War II. There was no Air Force at the time. He was in the Army Air Corps. And he got married young. My dad was the oldest of 4. And he was an entertainer in Covina. At 18, he was playing private clubs and things like this. He was a singer. And then Vietnam rolled around and he got drafted. And he didn't want to go in the Army, so he joined the Air Force. And when he joined the Air Force, he went and he served, and he got back home and he found out that his wife was, fucking around on him.
Oof. Shout out to TV Viewerski with a big $10 through the PayPal. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, wait, let me get full screen here. Let's make sure the birdies get to see the treat. Thank you so very, very, very much. And welcome to the party. Very good to see you. As always, welcome. We are getting a little bit of a different view on the Andrew Wilson. Welcome. Thank you so very, very much, sir.
Back home, and he found out that his wife was, fucking around on him. So that was pretty rough. And
That's not your mother. That's somebody else.
That's somebody else's
Some other
mother.
whore.
Anyway,
what a mother,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that happens, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and told he was going to die. So he moved in with my grandparents and readied himself for the end. Essentially, he met.
How old is he at that time?
This time, I believe he is late 20s, and so he made a slight recovery, kind of a rally, and he met my mom, and they got married fairly quickly within a year or two, and luckily she was a nurse, and she's been taking care of him ever since. They're still together. Oh yeah,
good for him.
Wow. Oh yeah.
And so what did he do after entertainment? Because I know West Covina, but what did he do after entertainment?
It's also like it's the millennial thing where it started to be, legitimately 50-50 whether your parents were together. Not that divorce rates weren't skyrocketing ever since the 70s, but I think the cultural shift of it being normalized that like, oh yeah, my parents are divorced. Oh, you want to come hang out this weekend? I'm going to be at my dad's house. That kind of thing was very popularized or normalized, I should say, during that time. Mjolnir said, grandfather was Army Air Corps drill sergeant in World War II, and dad was a Vietnam SEAL. Dilly to that. The definitely commonality. Yeah. Shout out to Esteloification. I'm gonna call you SD. Welcome. So these dudes are joke of men, but I guess whatever floats your boat. It's almost like I didn't agree with anything was said that yet. So, whoopsies. I don't know if you're in the future, but you don't know what I'm gonna say yet. Dane said, I was unusual in the 70s and 80s because my mom was a single mother. My kids in the 90s and 2000s were unusual because our home was intact. Bingo. Exactly. Shout out to JL. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya. I am a ... Welcome. And we also got 101 in the building. Welcome. Let's dive right back in.
Yeah.
And so what did he do after entertainment? Because I know West Covina, but what did he do after entertainment?
This is the second time somebody has said this. And yet again, I am very happy that somebody thinks that I could be a teen. But where is this coming from? What does that mean? I don't look like Michael J. Fox. What is happening? Second stream in a row, somebody said that.
Oh, yeah.
And so what did he do after entertainment? Because I know West Covina, but what did he do after entertainment?
He had basically odd jobs. He stayed at home with us. My mom worked because he was very sick. And so he stayed at home and took care of the kids. That was what he did.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he had to. He was too sick to work.
So, but you said he's your male figure that you looked up to. So how did he raise you? What did he teach you? Did he teach you toughness? Was it mental? Was it reading?
He taught me something much more important than all that, which was how to think.
I'm wondering if there is a level of, because I haven't seen this, so no spoilers if you guys have. I saw some of it. I didn't see the end. I wonder if there's a level of, because of the fact that Andrew is a controversial figure, then is PBD trying to lay out a trap is strong language, but just kind of be like, well, you have all this good upbringing, and then you say all these horrible things. You never really know with PBD. You never really know.
More than anything else, it was how to think. It was what he taught me early on was most people
hate Indian food.
The things that they say, they have no justification for any of the things they say. And most of them are just repeating something somebody else said. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you realize how you can get
powerful thing to say.
Yeah, you'll realize how to get to the truth.
Wow.
How you get to the truth of everything quickly.
So what was his opinion on how to do that?
His opinion on how to do that was to ask him, how do you know that? How do you and where did you where did you learn that? How do you actually know that is the case?
Was he a Scientologist or was he a Christian?
He was a Christian.
He was a Christian.
Yeah.
Because that's what they teach in Scientology.
Shout out to Drew. Welcome. Well, it's stinky. It smells terrible. It smells terrible. Ugh. Welcome.
In Scientology, one of the first things they teach you is
did I say that I think he says horrible things, or did I say that we know that PBD likes to set up traps? Listening.
that's what they teach in Scientology.
Oh.
In Scientology, one of the first things they teach you is when somebody says something, it's how do you know that? Let's go look up the exact definition. What is the true meaning?
Give me a timestamp. Go ahead. I'll send you $10 on CashApp.
Meaning of that to want to get to the bottom of the source. But
he wasn't. Not a Scientologist at all. What he was a guy who was taught from a different era how to think. He was an old man for his time. Let's say, he was a product of the 40s essentially. He knew how to think, and he still knows how to think. He's still alive, and even though they gave him a toe tag with multiple sclerosis, said you're going to die, he beat all odds. But that's what he taught me.
Oh, PBD. Is that, or you're talking about PBD or Andrew?
That's what he taught all of us. That's what
What's your age difference between the two, you and your father? How old was he when you were born?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure. Let's see.
My dad was 37.
He was born in 40. I want to say 42.
So he's 83. My dad's also 1942.
Yeah.
What month's his birthday?
His is in July.
Okay, mine's April 10th. Interesting. So how old are you?
I'm 41.
Become a member and learn all the secrets of my beautiful hair.
His is in July.
Okay, mine's April 10th. Interesting. So how old are you?
I'm 41.
You're 41. So then you 30-ish when you were born. So wasn't an older father. It was a younger father.
Hey, all right. I'll give it dilly. He actually did go back and was wrong, but easily misinterpreted. So dilly to you. We need more of that on the internet. Shout out to you. You add an R. Add an R. Chicken marsala. Now we're talking. All those cigarettes. Come on, give me a...
When you were born. So wasn't an interest in 1942.
Yeah. 40 years old. I mean, he's only 5 years older than me. Does he look I don't know. I guess that's the next poll. Do I have a poll up? Okay. Yeah, most of you know. All right. So we'll see. Does he look old for 41? That is our next poll.
40.
Oh, wait. You're 40 when you... So wasn't an older father. It was a younger father. Relatively, the age that you go through.
Well, I don't mean old as in physically old. I mean, his mind was trained.
Totally get it.
Yeah. His mind was trained by somebody from an older generation.
Which is your grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Which was my grandfather.
Now, was it like if your father was, we went to dinner tonight and your father's with us, is he a debate guy? Is he a guy that'll sit there quietly? Does he push back? Does he argue? Is he argumentative?
He's not this. No, he's
agreeable.
He's not the same way I am at all. My dad has a very commanding presence. So,
and that's always how it works out, right? Where you have the obviously a lot of similarities between fathers and sons or mothers and daughters specifically. It can go the other way too, but just for this conversation. It's very often they're like, oh yeah, my dad's nothing like me, or someone's, oh yeah, my son's nothing like me, or all that stuff. What are you guys saying? That's smoking. I mean, this ain't much better, but at least it don't have all that icky stuff in it. It must not be the food because I don't think you eat it. There you go. Drinking protein shakes and alcohol. That is how you get beautiful locks. I think it's just in the genes, baby. I think it's just in the genes. They said last spring I was in Reno and Deej found a pizza place that made Indian pizza. It was like tandoori pizza, masala pizza. I'd give it a shot. But I mean, I don't know. TV popping in, popping out. Thank you so very, very much, sir. All right, so we're a little split. We'll keep that open for a while. Nation said, "Hey, we know what cigarettes do, and it ain't good. I'll take a risk on the vapes." I said, "Shit, me too. I think I'm not sure. So a lot of people talk about the notion of how it was easier to quit smoking because of the physical smoke. The fact that you can't just smoke unless it's, you live like that. You can't smoke in your house, in your bed, in your car. Well, a lot of people smoke in their car, but just, you know what I mean? The ease of, if you're out, you can just puff into your shirt and that kind of stuff. And the ability of it always being there makes it very difficult. And so when Zins came out, I was like, and I know where this is going. I know where this is going. Before he goes, he said horizontal supremacy. Shout out to the landscapers. But yeah, that's why I won't touch Zins, because I know that I will just constantly be fucking eating them. But we all love our stuff, right? We all got our stuff. I used to be doing zombie lines. All right, I'd be mixing Coke, Oxy, and Xanax and ripping lines of that. So we're in a better place. We're in a better place. Yeah, I'm scared of that. Taking collagen and creatine, it's all about retaining water. Also, drink a lot of water. I do need to drink a lot more water. Like I do, I have my thingy for that, and the smaller bottle, where I'll make the soda, and they have the syrup, and you pour it in. I pour way less in than you would get from like a canned soda or something like that. But yeah, I definitely need more water. We got some newbies in the building. Yeah, exactly. Mildly attractive Chetard. So we all got our vices. I think I saw you before, but welcome. We also got Doomer Patriot. So I got to look at Hunter Biden next to Mr. Can't Open Jars. Compare 55 to 41. That's a good point. Because Hunter Biden looks bad, but like Hunter Biden been doing bad. That's a good point. Welcome. We also got Risk 1v1. Welcome. Just saying hi. Going on vacation until I get out in 2027. Oh, well, dilly to you. Make the best of it. Come out a better person or a better criminal. Either way. All right. Yeah, vaping. It's not good. It's not great. Really? I don't think that at all. Because I use I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I get the, is this going to show up? This isn't going to show. Yeah, it's not going to show. I get the 1.8%. So I end up spending more money, not only because they want you to buy the 5%. They don't sell the 1.8% in the 4-packs. So just right there, I spent a significant amount more money just not using as much nicotine, because I want the hit without that much nicotine. And I know that, I'm just going to be puffing on it all day. You guys see me on stream. It's no different when like I'm not talking, sitting in my room watching TV and stuff. And yeah, it's just it is much better in terms of the level of I don't know, the level of nicotine, but it is a money issue. So we gonna figure on that. All right, let's dive back in here.
Same way I am at all. My dad has a very commanding presence. So
unlike me, that was a weird way to put that.
Not the same way I am at all. My dad has a very commanding presence. So and he's extraordinarily likable. What happens? You go out to dinner with him. You sit.
I would definitely try that.
Down within 5 minutes, you want to hear everything he's ever had to say about everything. That's the type of guy he is. The type of guy he's always been. He's a very, very respectable guy and a very respectable guy.
How many of you guys? How many kids did your mom and him
Well, he had 2 with my mom. My mom had 2 children from a previous marriage, and then he had 3 from his first marriage.
7 total.
Damn.
Okay. So 2, it's from same mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And are you guys 7 close to each other?
Not really. The ones I was immediately raised with, we are the 4 of us, which would be my mom's 2 children from her previous marriage, and we were raised so closely together.
So what I'm looking at here is, as we get this different type of understanding of who Andrew Wilson is, we're learning about his past, we're learning about his family, we're learning how he feels about his family. I'm looking to draw that to the things that I maybe don't necessarily love about Andrew Wilson. I'm trying in my mind to humanize him a little bit more so that I can better understand the ideas that I don't agree with. And so, when I think of, okay, there's a lot of kids in the house and not all of them are close, then that creates a need to be able to stick out a little bit. And maybe that's where a little bit of this debate bro blood sport comes from. Again, I'm just throwing stuff out there now, but I'm saying this is where my mind is at. And guys, we got 12 people here on the Landscapers. Only 5 of you have hit the like button. Meanwhile, we've got 5 over on the Verdies. I thought TV said the Landscapers were better. What are we doing?
My mom's 2 children from her previous marriage, and we were raised so closely together. I actually didn't even realize that we were half brother and half sister. It had to be explained to me when
they did a great job.
Yeah, it had to be explained to me, but when I was 10 or 12, and I still didn't really get it.
Yeah.
Right. So again, showing that, okay, that aspect of what I was just looking at is not there. Shout out to Real Black Betty. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya. Drew said he's very prickly. I've seen him explain his position so unclearly and then act like it's a huge imposition when you ask him to explain what he means. And so that's, again, something that we want to look at. Is that a tactic or is that a personality trait? Because if it's a tactic, then hey, if you're in blood sport debate, then you're in blood sport debate. But if it's a personality trait, that's something a little bit different. And so, only 4 siblings live in the house with him. The ones from his father's previous marriage lived elsewhere. And so that's even the half sisters he's saying are there's not a big separation, which then goes the other way, meaning that there probably was a good balance of emotion and stuff like that from that specific aspect.
I just didn't think of it that way.
Got you.
So is there a common pattern between the 4 kids that were raised by your father and mother? Like, is there a common thread that somebody would notice on mindset, on, values, on certain principles?
They don't take no shit from nobody.
None of them.
None of them.
So is your dad from Covina, or did your grandpa move from somewhere else to Covina, or was he also?
He was raised in Covina.
So your grandpa's also Covina.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, so don't take shit from nobody.
Nah, it doesn't take any shit from anybody. But
Thank you for the likes, guys. Very much appreciated. You guys know how much that stuff really, really, really does help.
Also, all of them can comprehensively think. That's the most important part. They don't have presuppositional thinking. Instead, all of us were taught how to get to the heart of an issue very quickly by having this precept understanding that most people, the things that they say, are actually untrue. And they did not come to those thoughts on their own. They came to those thoughts because somebody else gave them to them. Most people can't control their thinking. They don't know how. That's something you've learned. That's not something you're born with. Mm-hmm. Most people, they don't think their own thoughts. And most of the thoughts that are in their head are put in their head from some other source.
That's if they have any thoughts at all. Unfortunately, I've seen way more people who legitimately just ain't nothing going on up there. Very
rarely do you find that people came to a position on their own. It's actually very rare.
So one would argue that and say you came to the positions you have if your parents are Christians. It is true, but what you're saying is traditionally we will do what our parents will believe in because of values, respect, honor,
That's all I was, what I was saying before is, so you're saying this, so that must mean that. I knew it. PBD, he has a type. He has a type, that's not weird. He has a style. Shout out to Equality and Deference because vagina. Over on Rumble, welcome. Said liked and shared. Oh my goodness, thank you so very, very much. Again, guys, you know how much that stuff really, really does help. And it doesn't even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link that you shared. Just by you telling YouTube, Rumble, or X that you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. Thank you. Welcome to the party. Quality said, because Andrew doesn't totally have the Christian nonsense put in his head. That's where he's going with it. All right, diving back in. Welcome to the party.
We'll do what our parents will believe in because of values, respect, honor, comfort, certain thing that we recognize, we see. So how do you view yourself as somebody that is that you question things to get to the bottom of it? How do you know that you're actually doing it yourself?
By eliminating presupposition and using logic. Logic has laws, governing laws. And when you eliminate presupposition, you get to the standard of why it is that you have a position. You realize most positions you have are completely unjustified.
Give me a case. Give me an idea. Like, you have a lot of topics that you guys talk.
If you haven't seen this, sadly, as weird as this is, you'll probably be able to guess. Can you guess what example Andrew is going to give? Because I did see this part. Can you guess which of his favorite examples he's going to give? I'll run it back a little bit.
Logic.
Which
has
example
laws,
is he going to use?
Governing laws. And when you eliminate presupposition, you get to the standard of why it is that you have a position. You realize most positions you have are completely unjustified.
Give me a case. Give me an idea. Like, you have a lot of topics that you guys.
A lot of topics, and one thing seems to come up only on the platforms that are least familiar with Andrew. Any guesses? Any guesses? Well, I said atheist and morality. Good guess, but no. I don't know. Is that for this? I don't believe he doesn't have intrusive thoughts. I don't think that's what he was saying. I don't think that he was saying he doesn't have intrusive thoughts. I think the notion is that to be aware that we have intrusive thoughts and to be able to identify intrusive thoughts versus, I don't know, like unique stuff. And forced doctrine, another good one, but close, but that's a very good guess. And Sense Tech, welcome to the party. What else would Andrew Wilson talk about? What else would Andrew Wilson talk about?
Give me a case. Give me an idea. Like, you have a lot of topics that you guys talk about. So pick
Here.
one and just go.
Let me give you a case,
please.
Okay. Why would it be that incest is wrong?
Why would it be that incest is wrong?
Let's say you had two brothers, they're twin brothers,
Yes.
and they're in an incestuous relationship.
Okay.
Why is that actually wrong?
Well, if I go get data, and data shows me,
Data has to be interpreted.
data has to be interpreted.
And
but
so even if you interpret that it has bad outcomes, so what?
So again, like, this is what I mean about, is this a tactic or is this a personality trait? It's like you have this so well rehearsed. Clearly, PBD is not like on top of it. Let him walk through it. Why do you have to jump in and be like, no, blah, 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 blah. Let him answer the question and then show him. He's trying to ask you for an example of the thing that you're talking about. And you put him in that mindset in real time, but then you can't just let him be there so that he can understand it. You're already arguing. You're not in a debate, Andrew. It's okay. It's okay. Shout out to Ryan. Welcome to the party. It would never be anything else. Yep, that's the pickle jar. I believe it was an olive jar. Let's get our facts straight. That's another a good question. But the fact of the matter is that it is a legitimate interrogation of ethics. But it's just like always going there.
Has to be interpreted.
data has to be interpreted.
And so even if you interpret that it has bad outcomes, so what? All relationships have the potential for bad outcomes. What makes it actually wrong?
Tell me.
No, you tell me.
You're asking me the question.
I'm asking you the question.
I go in two places. I go one logic. I go one values and principles.
Okay. But again, and you saw how Andrew kind of just moved him into, well, it's based on principles. He was working it out. Let him work it out. Yeah, I guess that's the mindset, right? Always be debate broing. There you go. That is not a way to live.
Okay, well, logically.
Then logically, I would go get the data. If I go get the data and the data shows me that incest produces better high IQ, safer communities, job creators, independent, crime is low, incredible society, great inventions, great innovations, then I would say maybe we ought to entertain it.
Okay, but what if it's...
Okay, but Quality said, so Andrew, after the flood, who did Noah's children fuck to propagate the species? And I mean, we know that Adam and Eve, okay, maybe you could say they weren't related, even though, they had the same DNA according to the stories. They were the first, and then they had kids, and those kids went and, all right, yeah, I mean, okay,
Inventions, great innovations, then I would say maybe we ought to entertain it.
Okay, but what if it's the case that data shows the opposite of that, but there's just one case. It's just one case of twin brothers doing it. That's it. Just those.
And see, I'm willing to bite the bullet and say, that is, in my humble opinion, disgusting. But even with an objective morality that is that I use, which is based on human flourishing versus human suffering, then one instance of that is not good for the soul. But we don't have that well defined, and so if we don't have that well defined, then outlawing it is not something that I would do. That doesn't mean that I think it's good, but he wants to use this extreme example because if you don't say like, oh my God, yeah, totally, then you sound disgusting like the Islam Pikachu guy. It's again, the question is, it a tactic or is this just who he is?
But there's just one case. It's just one case of twin brothers doing it. That's it. Just those guys. Is that wrong? Is that wrong of them to do it?
And the data of one twin brother's doing it.
Yeah. You got one set of twin brothers are doing this. Nobody else in the community is. What makes that actually wrong?
From data standpoint, that's a different story. From the value standpoint, I would go to, spiritual.
Haram! Oh, hell no!
No.
A non-denominational Christian, and according to my values and principles, that is not the right way to live.
And that's why, sir, I hate the left.
So what you're saying, Dane, is that there's certain conditions under which incest is okay. I think I hate to do it to you, brother, but that's 2 screenshots in a row. 2 screenshots in a row. You don't see the problem with that logic? I mean, it's literally what college said. So incest is wrong because God creates situations that require it. Make that make sense. You can't, bro. You can't. Shout out to Ziggy Bear. Welcome. Said just a lot of people do not understand the Bible. I see that you don't understand the working nature of God. You're not even able. It's against your nature. Who are you? Do I know you? Because you sure as shit don't know me.
Mapped it out perfectly. This is exactly why I hate leftists with every fiber of my being.
Tell me why.
Because what you just gave me was an attempt at an epistemic justification, right? The knowledge for why this thing is wrong is based on the value set that I have, which I'm going to try to spiritually justify.
Yeah.
Right? The leftists can't do that. Why? Because they're atheistic by nature and they're cynics by nature as well. They can never give you a justification for why something like that's wrong. So when you ask them a question like that in a debate, they just bite the bullet. It's not wrong.
So the problem is that, I did just do exactly that. But it's not because of atheism. It is because of the other moral structures. This is what I need to get through to the Crucible. That yes, you are absolutely correct. That all of these horrible leftist degenerate things are very, very, very common in atheists. But if you keep using that as the causal factor, you will just continue to be wrong. And there's too many people like myself who are on your side politically for you to be pushing it away.
Without needing to give an argument.
They don't need to give an argument. They just don't think it's wrong. It isn't wrong.
Okay.
Did you give an argument, or did you just say that God thinks it's wrong and I like what God likes, so therefore? So maybe for everybody, it's just about my preferences.
So let me ask a question, because you're in this thing more than I am.
Sure.
And you're in it on a daily basis. I've been around people for a long time, and I built businesses where I had to attracted people from all walks of life, nationality, ethnicity. It doesn't matter. It was one of the best exercises because I would learn about culture, whether it's the difference between somebody that's Mexican from Michoacan versus a Mexican from Jalisco versus a Mexican from Zacatecas versus, El Salvador versus Guatemalan versus Jews versus, all these different types of things you look at, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and then you look at them like, I meet somebody, I'm like, why do you believe in socialism? Why do you believe in, one time I'm in a dinner with a guy who's about to marry a girl, and we're going out there to learn about her for the first time. He was one of my main players in the company, and I'm sitting there listening to her talk. And we go into this argument of, gay rights is like civil rights. I said, gay rights is civil rights. I said, yeah. Tell me why.
What does that mean?
She starts trying to give this argument.
What exactly do you mean? Because I mean, okay, if you're saying that we shouldn't keep someone out of a job because of the fact that they're gay, then okay. But What exactly do we mean here?
I said, gay rights are civil rights. I said, yeah. Tell me why. And she starts trying to give this argument. I said, do you believe in what she's saying? And he doesn't know what
Perhaps. What do you mean by God?
to say. So he sides with me because he's a very much a Christian conservative himself. But he's stuck in this sphere that he doesn't know what to do. So eventually I keep continuing to talk to her because I want to learn why she believes in what she believes in. So do you think progressives can help themselves?
No, they can't. And the fact that what HR is saying, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Insane.
Do you think progressives can help themselves because they're born that way?
I want to get this in full, but Milnar is on point here. Scientific dogma is just as real as religious dogma. Bingo. Dogma is just an adherence to an ideology that is unchanging, that is you're unwilling to question, or at least question legitimately. So when we talk about Fauci, I am the science, just because I believe that empiricism is the best process that we have to understand our reality, doesn't mean that, because a scientist said, that must be the truth. And this, again, is the straw man that seems to be tied inherently to atheism, when it is the leftists who are dogmatic and religious about that stuff. So it doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit. It's a strong correlation. It is not a causation.
I think progressives can help themselves because they're born that way. And do you think you are who you are because you were born that way? Or do you think you are who you are and believe in what you believe in because your father taught you well? Where if your father was, let's pick a man. If your father was Gavin Newsom, you would have been a very different human being.
I think it's both. I think that you're a product of genes and environment. Just like an alcoholic, you could have
Nature versus nurture.
a propensity for alcoholism, but if no alcohol is present, right, you never have to worry about being an alcoholic. This is the same exact thing with environment versus genetics. I do think that I have some predispositions to some types of behaviors. And if I was raised by a leftist, perhaps I would engage in a more left-wing attitude towards things for a while until I started questioning things. Now, I didn't come to the view, my father's view, completely because he taught it to me. I came to it because when I rebelled against it, it was disastrous.
Tell me about that.
Interesting. Shout out to Hans Gruber. Welcome. Said love PBD Vance 28. I can see it. Welcome. But I think Andrew's making a great point here. Let's back this up a little bit, saying that it's not just because he told me and then I bought it wholesale, unlike God.
I didn't come to the view, my father's view, completely because he taught it to me. I came to it because when I rebelled against it, it was disastrous.
Tell me about that time.
Oh, I mean, I was essentially a delinquent in my early 20s. I mean, I was very.
But what contradicted the values he taught you? Like, what behavior did you do that contradicted what he was saying?
The question is, Dad said to do X. I didn't do X. I didn't do X, and Y happened. And since Y happened, I learned listen to Dad. Mr. Logic here. Can you just answer the question? Shout out to More God's Hammer. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. Said, liked, and shared. Oh my goodness! Thank you again, guys. You know how much that stuff really does help. More God's Hammer said they can't justify their beliefs, and you can. Yes, because Space Wizard. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Welcome to the party.
And what contradicted the values he taught you? Like, what behavior did you do that contradicted what he was saying?
I was promiscuous. I moved away from God. I moved away from the teachings of Jesus Christ. I moved away from everything.
For how long?
I don't know.
I agree, Dane. I'm the one who's willing to bite the bullet that says if two brothers want to fuck each other, that there's not anything inherently immoral about that. I think it's nasty and yucky and bad for whatever interpretation you want to have of the soul and all of these things. But epistemologically, it's just my preferences. My preferences is for people not to be fucking their family members. Yeah, exactly what Morgan's saying. They can't justify their beliefs. And you can, Andrew? Yeah, because the Space Wizard said so.
So, let's see. Probably a good 7 years.
How bad was the fall?
I mean, it wasn't so terrible that I was robbing liquor stores, but it was bad enough that I became part of the apparatus of the delinquent portion of the world. I didn't care about very much. Nothing was particularly important to me. It was a very nihilistic mindset. And most of it was based purely around materialistic goals and the idea of self-gain. None of it, in other words, there was nothing I was engaging in that wasn't completely selfish and self-centered.
This is a very common thing that you'll see among people who are all bought in on religion when they've had a time that they weren't religious. That it's the rebound from something that is not good, whatever way you want to put that. I get that, and I understand that, and I don't want to take that away from anybody. But first of all, not everybody has been down in the dumps like that, and I have been down in the dumps like that, and I found my way out through other things. And so the notion that there is only one way is harmful to society and pushes people to the left. Shout out to Salt Rivers Worders. Interesting name there. Welcome. So JD Vance is like Trump. Is like Trump, an Israeli shill. I mean, they all are, right? Also, I watched this, and they all pretty much excuse the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, saying, "Well, if we'll get there." But welcome to the party. We also got Full Metal Chad in the building. So what do you think about Democrats supporting ISIS because Trump bombed them yesterday? Not surprised. Anything Trump bad. So anything Trump does, we must oppose it. That is the left. Right? Said almost half of all millennials claim to be atheists. And they also want their tax dollars helping them, not billionaires. Christianity is dying in real time. Bingo. There's been a small uptick because of people like Andrew, but over the last 60 years, there has been a strong loss in religiosity. Jews and skeptics need to get better at presenting normativism that does not descend into nihilism. Say more on that. I'm pretty sure I agree with you. But what specifically do you mean about normatism? Milner said if the running joke is if Trump actually goes out and says, "I love oxygen," the lefties will start protesting against oxygen. I believe it. They would definitely do that. Shout out to Jim. Welcome. Said 30,000 black people out of prison because Trump signed a single bill called the First Step Act into law. They don't care. Well, that's not Trump bad, so that didn't happen. Don't you know? But yeah, they don't care. They don't care. And I mean that's a different question from clearly from a liberal perspective that is a good thing. But they can't say anything because it's positive and it's Trump. And those two things can't go together, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, full likes, guys. Thank you so very, very much. Again, those likes really, really do help. Diving back in.
In other words, there was nothing I was engaging in that wasn't completely selfish and self-centered. Not a single thing in retrospect.
What brought you back?
I think my wife ultimately brought me back. She seemed to see something in me. She seemed to see something good in me.
How'd you guys meet?
We actually met online, believe it or not. And she had children and we dated and we had a real rocky start. You know what I mean? But she just didn't give up on me, man.
At that time, if I knew you, would I have considered you a Christian nationalist, conservative?
Good question. When did the Christian nationalism, when did that start? When did that start? Equality said, Dane, without appealing to an imaginary friend, you can't demonstrate to exist. You just have, I don't like that too. Yeah, I think that's what Dane was saying, right? I think we're on the same page there. Where was it? I lost it, but I think you were saying the same thing, right, Dane? That like scientifically, it just boils down to, I think it's icky. That's all there is.
If I knew you, would I have considered you a Christian nationalist, conservative? Would I have said the day she met you?
Yeah, you would have considered me like a cringe libertarian, self-centered jerk, probably.
A cringe libertarian, self-centered jerk.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
I remember this part. King, are you out there? Let's see if his ears ring when we hear this name.
Example of someone that's like that today, where I could kind of
I don't know. I guess ideologically, let's say Dave Smith.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying that Dave Smith is a delinquent jerk.
You just called him a cringe.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that he is a cringe libertarian.
How dare you?
I cannot abide. But hey, shout out to Salt Rivers Squirters becoming a member. And of course, that gets Morty a treat if he wants it. Come on, bro. I can't reach any further. There we go. Thank you. So very, very much. And make sure you join the Discord. Let me put that link in the vertical chat. It is a free Discord server, guys, but if you are a member, then there's a whole bunch of extras, including our after party. As soon as we are done here, we are headed over to Discord, where you don't have to worry about any kind of YouTube censors or anything like that. We can just do it the way we want. Thank you so very, very much, and welcome to the Disciple crew. Hey, we also got Hector there. Thank you. Said Morty's sleepy. Did you check out Warhammer? I did not check out Warhammer. I apologize. It's I'll do that after the holidays. There we go. Yummy. There was, I gave him 2 because it was a little piece. Thank you, guys, so very, very much. Oh my goodness, you guys are being so generous. I love it. In the holiday spirit. Thank you so very, very much. Hey, there he is. I have summoned him. How dare they? Who else we got? We got Camo Pajamas. Welcome. So both red and blue didn't do right on Epstein or Americans. Just 2 cheeks of the same satanic ass. Agreed. We got the Man of Steel himself. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you guys. All right, let's update this banner and head right back in. Thank you.
You just called him a cringe.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that he is a cringe libertarian, and I would say it to his face. Okay, and I've debated with Dave many times, and won every time. But anyway, the point is
you guys. I'm assuming you guys are friends.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, I've got no problems with Dave at all. Nothing but nice things to say about him. He's always been very kind to me. But the delinquent part would be, I don't know, just take just the typical.
Where does this name come from? Salt River Squirters. Just piquing my curiosity more than any other username for quite a while.
Quit part would be, I don't know, just take just the typical guy who really doesn't care as far as dating goes, is willing to rack up bodies, is willing to bang random chicks, doesn't really care.
Got it. So she was one of maybe the second reason outside of your dad for you to go back to being a Christian, conservative values. Would you say she influenced that?
Probably more than any other individual, yes.
Including dad.
Yeah.
Tell me what was the
That's sweet. As an atheist who doesn't love Andrew, that is sweet.
Reason?
I think because when you have somebody who has that kind of faith in you, they have that kind of trust in you, that kind of faith in you, and they lean that heavily on you, and they put all of that faith in you. It's hard for you not to begin to recategorize things in life. And one of the things you have to recategorize is, it's not all about me. This really isn't all about me. There's now there's kids involved. There's a woman involved. There's other aspects of life here which transcend what I might want for me. And
shout out to Pete Lion Gavin, said he looks 55, not 41. All those cigarettes and cigars. I mean, no hate, just the truth. Welcome to the party. All right, guys. So, I am very, very happy that we have been getting a lot more people, especially with the vertical thing. And I like that you guys are talking to each other. So just be aware that makes it a little bit more difficult for me to keep up. So it is easier if you're talking directly to me, if you tag me, or if you just put Lutch or something, that'll catch my eye a little bit easier. But if I skip over your chat, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'm just getting used to all of this stuff. Quality over on Rumble said one can layer on to the fundamental human instincts, philosophy, ethics, government, life, etc. It's certainly not just feelings. And then Morgoth said, of course, Andrew, you always win. Who is the she? Yeah, Rachel Wilson, his wife.
of life here, which transcend what I might want for me. And the idea that somebody puts the type of faith in you that that you can lead in that type of situation, I think that more than any other single thing, that probably brought my faith back to me.
So was it a first time where somebody spoke hope and belief in you, like, I believe in you, you're capable of doing something bigger? Was it a language like that?
First time.
First time in your life.
Really?
Well, that's magical. By the way, it's funny you say that, because to me, the first time in my life I experienced that language was by a guy named Kogan. When I was about to re-enlist in the Army, I'm 20 years old. He calls me. He speaks that language to me. And I'm at that time, I'm just a regular punk that's partying 6 days a week. I'm in the Army, just, living.
What was your MOS?
63 Bravo. I was Hummer mechanic. I was living by the way, Vinny and I almost re-enlisted last night after the president gave $1,750. We almost thought about getting back in.
I almost called Pete Hex out.
All three, me, you, and Rob were like, listen, guys, let's just.
Right now, Morty is doing fine. He is sleeping. He is happy. We've already got a bunch of treats for him tonight. But he is waiting on that refill. But thank you so very, very much for asking. It is every single day. Every single day. We wake up, pull him in close. Hey, I'll do it. Hey, man. We get at least one more day. Give him a little hug. Kiss. What the fudgesicles did that? Oh, come on. What did I do? Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on. All right, I'll fix it while this is going. Every day. Thank you.
Seriously, I almost called Pete Hex out.
All three, me, you, and Rob were like, listen, guys, let's just go. They wouldn't let Adam, though. Adam, there was like, you can't show him. They won't let him go. Tom's above the age.
It wasn't that long ago. You get $50,000 for signing up.
$1,750. That's real money. Talking about.
So it's a $1,405,000. Yeah.
No, but let me tell you, I actually like the fact that he's doing that, because it's active. 1.45 million people he's given that to. But going back to it, he spoke that language. I did not know what that sounded like. And the language was why I shouldn't re-enlist in the Army and I should get out because I can make it as a civilian. And up until that point, I was the fun guy you would go and have party with, and I was very good at math. And
he was a mushroom? All right. Can't all be winners.
I couldn't stand anything else. I was the opposite of you. I was the math guy. Mm-hmm. I was a guy that had an easy time with calculus or math analysis or trigonometry. That was my world. I see everything through numbers. But so wife speaks that language. You've never had this experience. Then you say, I need somebody like this in my life. Then you guys get married.
Well, it wasn't quite that uncomplex, but yes, essentially, we dated for a few years and then got married. Yes.
How long have you guys been together?
Total 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah. Married for 12 of it.
Just a reminder, guys, if you are in the chat and somebody is chirping at you that you don't want to engage with, you're allowed to not engage with anybody.
Married 12, together 18 years. Okay. So now somebody who doesn't know you, doesn't know your story, because I don't know if your story's been told. Like, I didn't know anything about your background, what you just shared right now.
Oh, me
so
neither.
If somebody doesn't know you.
Neither. Put a one in the chat if you knew, we'll say at least, or more than half of that stuff. If you knew more than half of that stuff, put a one in the chat. I'm curious how much you guys knew.
You and a guy your age at that time when you met your wife comes up to you and says, hey, I'm falling in love with a girl who's got 2 kids from previous marriage, but I love her. She treats me like no one else has in my life before. What advice would you give him?
Well, it was more complex than that. She had 3 children. She had a previous marriage, and then she had children from her high school sweetheart. This was a massive failure of parenting on her parents' fault. It was a very complex web there. But her mother.
Real quick, sorry to break the fourth wall, but how does the new sound? Does it come through? Is it too quiet? Let me know.
Parents' fault on her. Yeah, it was a very complex web there. But her mother suffered from severe mental illness and was a militant feminist. And
militant feminist, what a combination! I want to do podcasts with her.
She brought a pedophile into the home.
Oh God!
And it was a real mess for her. So anyway, her dad got custody, thank God. But she had a rough background for sure.
Okay, so what would you say to that guy? What would you say to a guy the same age when he met your wife? Hey, I'm meeting somebody, complicated background. More I'm learning about her. It's a lot of issues and drama.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I dated a girl. I'm with her for 3 years. Love her.
Of course, that's as loud as it goes. I'll boost it in the thing, but thank you.
I won't even give stories, but her upbringing was completely messed up. And I go and talk to my pastor about it. And my pastor's advice was, whatever you don't like now, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to get more. And so I stepped away from the relationship. And I went a complete different route. And no father figure in the picture. It was a opposite. For yours, her father came in and saved, which is actually good. She felt protected. I don't know if I've heard a militant feminist. I'd love to meet her. Sincerely, I'd love to meet her.
I mean, would you though?
But
no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, I would love to see how much of a whack job or how entertaining and why she believes in what she believes in. But what advice would you give to a guy today who's like you in your sphere? He kind of looks up to you. He's like, man, I'm 30. Here's where I'm 26. What advice would you give to him? Same exact situation, meets the same exact girl that you.
Well, there's two things. The first is I don't generally do the advice thing, and here's why. Without really intricately understanding a person's situation inside and out.
That's fair. That's fair.
You generally, well, this has just been my experience. You can actually give them advice, which is very damaging to them if you don't actually know them inside and out. But doing
that's a really good point. That, a lot of times people in this position of I know that Andrew would never call himself an influencer, and he's not even necessarily that big. But just in terms of having influence on a group of people, that thinking that because I've got things figured out, I have all the answers on everything. This is similar to when we talk about somebody who is like an expert in one area, and they feel like that makes them an expert in all areas. And it's like, no, you just know this thing. Just because you know the answers here doesn't mean you know all of the things. So, it could be dangerous that you think you know. Oh, this person is telling me their story. And so I'm putting myself into that story. And what I would do is that. But what you would do is something different than what they would do, or maybe should be. And without those specific details, I think that's fair. 101 said he hates when people ask him for personal advice on streams. Yeah, if anybody asks me stuff, I'm always like, well, I don't know, but what I would do is this. But I'm just some loser talking on the internet in his living room, so I don't like it either. Hey, shout out to Behave with the super sticker. Thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness, and it matches the puppy. I mean, not exactly, but puppy for puppy. Thank you so very, very much. Going toward the Morty Memorial Fund and the stream goal. Oh man, am I gonna have to do push-ups tonight? No, guys, I totally. Oh man. All right. Okay. Yep. Thank you very, very much.
Which is very damaging to them if you don't actually know them inside and out. But to engage with the question itself, I would say, look, there's a lot of complicated factors, and you need to really assess all those factors because most of these types of relationships do not work out, and that's a fact. Mine was an outlier. It did, right? But there was a lot of pain, a lot of agony that went into that. There was a lot of rewards too.
And I think that's another thing that, a lot of people try to come after him and be like, well, you're like a red pillar and yeah, you're, your wife has 3 baby daddies. And he's like, that ain't me. Like, yeah, I talk with these people when I am in those circles, but I'm not the one pushing this stuff out there. And so like me personally, I have my issues with what Andrew says, but being a red pillar is not one of them. Drew said, Mjolnir said he does grift. Don't we all, right? Don't we all? Drew said, maybe just speaking for myself here, but spending your time online looking for advice from people who don't know you can be a big waste of time. Definitely. It and I think not inherently, but like there are situations where you're gonna find good advice from people who don't know you, but it's gonna, number one, it's gonna be more generalized advice. And secondly, you're better off just talking to somebody who knows you, a friend, a mentor. I'd say a therapist is down on the list, but better than a red pillar. Better than a red pillar. Mjolnir said, Andrew specifically says, everybody better get the money up, otherwise he's cutting off the stream. Yeah, we all do that. Yeah, I literally say, we're coming up on the 2.5 hour mark, guys. If you'd like to keep the party raging. Where is it? And I always lose it too. You know how to do it. This is our job, guys. We gotta, we're entertaining, so you guys get lost in trance and stuff. We gotta remind you. Unfortunately, if not you, then everybody dumber than you. What do we got? Exactly. There you go. Yeah, he's one of the biggest super chatted channels on the internet. It's insane. One of these days, I gotta catch me a whale. One of those that are dropping hundreds on the regular. I mean, shout out to Funkmaster General, who did give me a nice little Christmas bonus. So I very, very much appreciate that. He is currently the sugar daddy, but get these honeys on the regular.
Right. But there was a lot of pain, a lot of agony that went into that. There was a lot of rewards too, but there was a lot of pain and agony. And she would tell him the exact same thing. The truth is that for most people, relationships like this, they don't work well. They just don't. That doesn't mean, though, that they can't, or that if you're in love with somebody, you shouldn't pursue that. It just means that you should be aware of what the risks are and assess them accordingly.
Be aware. Awareness. You said everybody dumber than me sounds like a very small club. The fact that you are saying that puts you above the 50 percentile. It is all the people like, no, I'm smarter than everybody, that are the dumb ones. It's the people who are trying to, engage with content like this, understand what's going on in the world, and being self-aware. What did we just talk about? Self-awareness. So definitely not. Feline said therapists do more damage than good. Yes, red pill guys suck, but therapists are way worse, especially if they're a woman. A woman therapist or a gay man therapist cannot help a straight man. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I 1000% think that if you are a man and you are going to go to therapy, definitely go with a male and make sure that you're that you vibe with them. You don't have to be best of friends, but you put a lot of weight on what your therapist says. And so understanding who they are as a person before you build that relationship can be very important. Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. Let's dive back in.
It just means that you should be aware of what the risks are and assess them accordingly before, so that you don't, for instance, let me give you an example of this. There's going to be all sorts of baggage that come with.
They always think it's just you're just talking. I'm glad that Andrew will be able to address that better than I do.
Dating a single mom or marrying a single mom, that's not going to be there if you don't marry a woman who already has children. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. However, there could also be all sorts of perks that come with that. For instance, women like this, they tend to think outside of themselves. Not everything is about them. They're not.
This is a great analogy. I am stealing this. This is a great analogy.
Quite so narcissistic because they have other people that they have to take care of.
They've graduated that.
Yeah, they've moved past that. So there's maybe a level of maturity there that can offset that for some men. But that's not all of them either. Some of them are still very much suffer from female narcissism and, are basically total bitches. So
there's no magic answer. There's no way that you could go into romance and dating and marriage and all of that stuff. You can't do that with zero risk. That doesn't exist. And I think, again, speaking of awareness, I don't know if people are acutely aware of that anymore.
I think you got to assess it case by case. But generally speaking, those types of relationships, they don't work out that well for most people.
Do you have a son?
I did. He died in an accident. When he was 10, he died.
I did not know that.
In a car accident.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
I am so sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
Yeah, let's
give a dilly to Andrew Wilson's fallen son. Dilly. I mean, that can't be. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't even know how to engage with that. How long does the Morty Memorial Fund exist? As long as Morty does. So hopefully a really, really, really long time. But I cannot tell the future, so I do not know.
Nope.
I am so sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's no harm, no foul. He didn't know, you know what I mean? But yeah, when he was, so I had him since he was basically 2.
Well, you don't need to feel like a dick. So, okay, first of all, not that this is okay. The fact, what did he just say?
When he was, so I had him since he was basically 2.
Okay, so that means that we're not talking about his biological child. That is still a horrible thing, but I'm just putting that out there. Now, to behave, saying, "Oh no, I feel like such a dick now." You don't need to. You don't need to. He puts himself out there in a certain way and represents himself in a certain way. Similarly, like, you know, I put myself out there and I could be brash and stuff. And so the energy that I get from that, it doesn't matter that I have, you know, sob stories from when this happened and when that happened and when that happened. I'm here to be judged on the veracity of what I have to say. And if I say these things and you're like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking loser," then the fact that this happened or that happened shouldn't change your opinion on my ideas, the validity of my ideas. And, you know, the fact is, you know, he doesn't share that. And so, like he said himself, if you didn't know, how could you know? Right? So don't feel bad, but it is definitely sad. No, he said he got the kid when he was 2, died when he was 10. Hey, Arrow again. Oh my goodness, the generosity. I am feeling the Christmas spirit, baby. And of course, a treat for Morty. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness, adding again to the fund. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll grab a couple more before we dive back in. Since Partek said, women tend towards letting others wallow in their problems or affirming them. Men tend towards fixing the problem. Even fewer can guide others on how to fix their own problems. That's a bar. That's a bar. Well said. Well said. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All, well, yeah. Well, less bad, but still very, 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 very sad. He said, "You're very endearing. If I was an atheist, I'd want to marry you. I'm very Christian, though, so I love you appropriately." Fair enough. I'm just still trying to see the heavies. What's good? I'm trying to see the heavies. What's good?
Yeah, when he was, so I had him since he was basically 2. This was Rachel's youngest son. So, yeah. So I had him since he was 2. When he was 10, he went over to watch a movie at a friend's house. His friend was the same age. They went to school together while they were both over.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. Not like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just less of a thing. Okay, that's going to a poll. So 70% of you said he does look appropriate for 41 years old. So the question on the table, is it less sad or okay, I'm gonna let this play. I got a good one for this.
I had him since he was 2. When he was 10, he went over to watch a movie at a friend's house. His friend was the same age. They went to school together. While they were both over watching the movie, the older brother stole a car, his parents' car, put him inside of it, took it out on the road, and basically hightailed it into a tree and crushed him to death. So the other kid who was driving, he went out the front window.
The other 10-year-old?
No, he wasn't 10. This was the 10-year-old's older brother.
But the 10-year-old was in the car as well?
Nope, he wasn't.
What? Why did he take his brother's best friend?
What the police said.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, this is what the.
All right, and you know, obviously a very sad thing, but you know, we're having a party here and all that stuff. So, we're obviously giving him the respect that he deserves, but we're having a good time. So the question on the table is, which is more sad? Option 1, the death of your child. Option 2, the death of another child. Or option 3, they're exactly the same. Yes, every word of that was deliberate and specific. Don't come at me with, what about this, that? That is the question. Those are the answers. Let me know what you think.
Best friend.
What the police said.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, this is what this kind of the speculation was you know how younger kids look up to older kids? You know what I mean? That basically he wanted to impress the 14-year-old by, I'll go with you.
Or the 10-year-old wanted to impress the 14-year-old.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Did the older kid, the one that flew out the window, pass away as well?
No.
Oh, wow.
He made it?
Like I said, the question is the question. The answer, the choices are the choices. Shout out to Gloria. Welcome to the party. Why do I think that you're an old man? I don't know, but welcome, and I'm very much appreciated. Very, very, very much appreciated. Welcome to the party. That is a good question. Does he have any kids, like any biological kids of his own, or is it just Rachel's kids? Equality said, my child dying is more sad.
Come on, man.
Quality said, my child dying is more sad, especially if the other kid is Jewish.
Haram!
How dare you? All right, let's grab a couple of these, and then we'll get to the poll. Feline, like talking to each other. Don't hate humanity. We need more of it. Baby. All right. Let's see.
Did the older kid, the one that flew out the window, pass away as well?
No.
Oh, wow.
He made it?
He made it. Yeah, thank God he made it.
So just his son.
He had a broken arm. He went out the windshield. He had a broken arm.
Good kid.
I'm not sure that I would say that.
Murdered my son, but yeah, good kid.
He had a broken arm.
Good kid.
Actually, I wasn't. Well, hold on. So the little insight thing. I think because there's not a whole lot going on, and I don't know, who's going to be around. I think I want to, dive into this, and we'll probably do a part 2 either on Monday, or we'll do it as part of the New Year's Eve show or whatever. So we're going to spend a little bit more time with this, jumping around, but we will get through the entire thing. Usually we only get, 60% of the way through. Just letting you guys know what's coming up. So yeah, I'm going to back this up a little, and I'm trying to see, like, did the 14-year-old do something like wrong, or was it like an accident?
Kind of the speculation was you know how younger kids look up to older kids? You know what I mean? That basically he wanted to impress the 14-year-old by, I'll go with you.
Or the 10-year-old wanted to impress the 14-year-old.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Did the older kid, the one that flew out the window, pass away as well?
No.
Oh, wow.
He made it?
He made it. Yeah, thank God he made it. He had a broken arm. He went out the windshield. He had a broken arm.
Good kid.
Interesting. Who caught what I'm about to talk to? I'm going to play it again. I don't want to see if anybody catches it.
He made it. He had a broken. Yeah, I'll go with you.
Did the older kid, the one that flew out the window, pass away as well?
No.
Oh, wow.
He made it?
He made it. Yeah, thank God he made it. He had a broken arm. He went out the windshield. He had a broken arm.
Good kid.
Who caught it? Who caught what I just heard? That was something that somebody like myself might not want to highlight, but because I am better than other people who are like myself, and I am myself, I'm highlighting it. We'll see. I'll give you guys a minute. Dane said Andrew has children with her, but it's a daughter. Children or a child? Just nitpicking. Sense says, I don't hate humanity, but I also don't really form parasocial emotional connections. Makes me the odd man out in ye old 2025. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, understatement of the century. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Feeling that survivors go for the older kid, for sure. That sucks. Just a broken arm, and the 10-year-old died. Listen again.
Your kid, the one that flew out the window, pass away as well?
No.
Oh, wow.
He made it?
He made it. Yeah, thank God he made it.
Thank God he made it. That is the type of thing that we need to foster in people. That is the type of thing the gratitude that the person who killed my son did not die. That is what Christianity can offer. But even if you don't believe in the truth claims, we still need people to think that way. Did I do this on the... No, okay. We still need people to think this way. So the notion that he is not angry is something that is going to heal him, and by extension, his family. That is what we need to be able to get to people who don't necessarily believe in the truth claims of religion. That is what we're doing here.
He had a broken arm. He went out the windshield. He had a broken arm.
Good kid.
I'm not sure that I would say that. He ended up being something of a delinquent. I don't know what his story is now, because you're talking about almost, I think 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But at the time,
that's a 25-year-old man right now.
I am. Yeah, it was the most kind of like heart-wrenching, awful, horrific experience that you can imagine. I remember I was coming home essentially from looking for him. So, my wife called me frantically and was like,
he did kill his son. I didn't say he murdered his son, but the actions of the 14-year-old resulted in the death of his son. The context of when I'm saying that is as the father who is looking at the situation subjectively. Are you saying that you can't imagine that another father would think that the 14-year-old killed his son? Because that's what I'm appealing to. I'm appealing to a person seeing that situation, living that situation. I'm not out here looking, we got to go find that man and sit there. You guys are so ready to jump down my throat at just listen. Listen and ask instead of assuming. You know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me. Just ask, is this what you mean? You think this is killing his son?
For him. So,
and I would say no.
But he might. Called me frantically and was like, hey, we can't get a hold of him. What's going on? Can you go over and check? I said, sure. I went over, checked. He's not here. So she called the police. The police were out looking. And I remember driving up to the driveway, and there was cop cars there. And I was like, oh, great. They got him, So, I walk inside, and the cops were still in the cruisers, and I came up to the front door, and they came walking up, and, they didn't have him with him. And the first thing the cop said was, I have some very bad news. And she knew right then and there. She just collapsed.
Yep. That's like, not to pull it back on me, but the idea of when I first found out that my best friend died, it was a situation, like he was in a motorcycle accident, and I just wasn't grasping the gravity. I was assuming that we would, we would walk in and he'd have a broken leg or whatever. And, I already had a joke in my mind. Hey, bro, what are you doing laying around on the job? And I never got to tell that joke, but I was ready to, because I didn't think that it was going to be that serious of a situation. And I was I was there with, a bunch of friends, but one friend specifically who was just fucking freaking out and like making a ruckus and getting the attention of security and stuff. And so I bring him outside. I'm trying to let's just chill and whatever. And he calls somebody who works at the hospital. And I hear on the other line, or I hear through the phone, the person say, he didn't make it. That phrase. Oh man. And it's just like, obviously if he didn't make it means he didn't make it. But like from thinking, he's on the phone right now. We're about to get some information that will calm him down. Psych, he's dead. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Oh, are we getting a hungry dance over there? No? All right. I thought maybe Marty wanted to end that funny story with a hungry dance, but I guess not. All right, diving back in.
I have some very bad news. And she knew right then and there. She just collapsed. So I told this story once, because it's a hard one to remember, but she let out this blood curdling scream, just blood curdling. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, dilly to anybody, any of them. We do have a hungry dance though. Dilly. I mean, we just it's. I I personally will never get on a motorcycle because of that. Am I going to say, oh, you guys shouldn't do that? No. But, the fact is that it's a crazy thing. Like, I think skydiving makes, in terms of risk, is way safe. I mean, I think it is way safer, even though it's it's so much more of a big, like, thing. You know what I mean? Oh, damn. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I will never get on a motorcycle before that. And it was 13 years ago, but that's why I always go to the wrong arm because this thing's fucking mirrored. But this is my family is thicker than blood with his initials, and that was my first tattoo. And I got a bunch of them. So I always wanted tattoos, when I was an emo kid, but I was like, oh, I don't know what I really want. And like to this day, I always have the artists design my stuff, but I was like, ain't no way I'm regretting that. Hey, Drew with the big 5. Thank you so very, very much, sir. You coming up here? Yeah, come on up here. We're getting close to that goal. Thank you. So very, very much. Shout out to Akon. His name was Adam Condiotti, and we had a bunch of Adams in the friend group, and so he was just Akon, and that was before the rapper. So the rapper stole Akon's name. Thank you guys so very, very much, Drew. Very much appreciated. Let's dive back in. This ain't about me.
Great. Just blood curdling. I'll never forget it as long as I live. It was there's just nothing as horrible as that sound. And I just, anytime I think about it, you know what I mean? It still makes basically the hairs on my back of my neck stand up.
Terrible timing, but a slight side quest. There's a thing on TikTok going around right now that women, when they have a memory of, like, let's make it extreme. If they have a memory of when their ex-boyfriend beat them, when they recall that memory, they feel exactly the same as they did in the initial moment. And all these women are like, yeah, no, totally. That's exactly how it is. You men don't understand. I'm like, nope, don't buy it. The world will fall apart if every single time you were reminded of anything bad in your life, you reverted back to that exact feeling. Maybe feel things more strongly than men. But does anybody believe that when women have a memory of a bad thing that happened 15 years ago, that it's not just like, that was a shitty memory, but they actually get transported emotionally back to that moment? Because I don't.
Well, it still makes basically the hairs on my back of my neck stand up. It's just a scream of agony, just emotional agony. And it was crushing.
Right. So then by that logic, when Rachel watches this podcast, not this podcast, their podcast, that she would have that blood curdling scream again. That don't make sense.
It was just absolutely devastating.
How long did it take for her? And I know the answer is never, but how long did it take for her to get back to actually being able to do the day-to-day stuff?
I was going to say back to normal. There is no back to normal. There is the new normal. And that's another thing, bringing it back to me. When Adam died, I was like, everybody around me was crying, and I was just in shock. Like I was just stunned. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop shaking. And the thought was just going in my mind like, oh, fuck. Well, this is the rest of our life now. The rest of our life. Everybody here. This is a pivotal moment in all of our lives, and it's not good. And things did not get better after that for a long time. Feline said, if you have trauma that does happen, it's not just a memory. It's when people make you feel the way the abusers made you feel. I've had it happen a lot. I've had a lot of serious childhood trauma. Okay, so then what I'm asking then is about it is just a memory. Sure, if you get abused again, then you're going to feel that you're being abused again. The question is, when you, like the last time that you were abused, if you think about that right now, is there a difference between your emotional state right now, you thinking of that, and your emotional state of when it initially happened? And I say it doesn't make sense that it could be that they're the same. Hey, Death Poet. Memories, not memories. Dilly, 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 dilly. Spot on. And yeah, the new normal. I mean, we had the new normal after COVID. Even we didn't get back to normal. That was another situation where it was like we understood that the world is different now. The world is different now, and it will never, ever, ever go back to what it was. Oh my goodness, the Big Daddy himself, the Overlord knows. Daddy's home, baby! Shout out to Funk Master General with the 20 gifted memberships. Oh, sorry, Verdes. Let me go get that view. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, very, very much. Guys, remember, if you got a membership, click that pin link to join the Discord. It is free for everybody to join, but there's a whole bunch of extras for members, including the after party, where as soon as we are done here, we are headed right over there. No YouTube censorship we need to worry about at all. Come on through. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very, very much appreciated. Let's grab a couple more of these before we dive back in. We got Brandon. Welcome. So the new normal is only going to push people to the point that they're going to snap and something bad happens. Every man has their breaking point. I agree that every man has their breaking point. But when we talk about the new normal in the context of what PBD and Andrew Wilson are talking about, and the context of what I was talking about, was when somebody dies, there's no getting back to what life was like before that person died. And so the new normal means that the normal that was before is gone forever. It's gone forever. There's a new baseline, but it never goes away. What? I don't get it. Over my head. Sorry about that. There you go. Yep. And that's going through the experience with Akon allowed me to be in a position where, I mean, Morty was there. That was 2013. Morty was there. And since then, it's just been me and him. Because Adam was a family that was thicker than blood. And I've had some close friends over the years. But none that I would legitimately call family. And so knowing that, the same thing is going to happen here, I ever since that vet visit over a year ago, when they said 6 to 12 months, every single day, it's just like a black cloud, and it's just waiting. And so every morning, hey bud, we had at least one more day, at least one more time, I get to wake up to you, and I'll take it. What are we talking about in here? Oh, in Jersey, this sure as shit, dude. Shout out to Carlo. Welcome to the party. Said, hey bro, is this Carlo, my bro, my step bro? Welcome. Fionn said you can't cope with serious trauma like grape. It changes you forever. Right. That's that. All of these super traumatic things. That's what we mean when we say the new normal. It just means whatever your baseline is after the thing, because it ain't never going back. I would. That's again. I'm not ready to have that conversation, but I think once it is relevant, it's like, okay, guys, what are we doing? I mean, he's not going to be sitting here. You know what I mean? But we'll cross that rainbow bridge when we get to it. Thank you again, Funkmaster General, for sponsoring the stream. Let's do this.
To get back to actually being able to do the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, we went. I remember talking. I was very lucky. The person who ran the funeral home, he was a former police officer. He was a sniper in the police force, in fact. And he sat me down and he explained how all this works. He says, listen, I've seen this many times before, and I'm going to tell you a bunch of things.
That night he's telling you?
This was the next day when I was we had made the funeral arrangements and this and that. He said, can you come and meet with us? Or it was the day after, I don't remember, but one of those within 2 days of it. So I went in and sat down with him, and I was a mess. And she was really a mess. And Anyway, I sat down with him. He said, I'm going to tell you some things. He said, they're going to be really hard, but I need you to understand. He said, the first thing is
Yep.
never going to be, he said, they're going to be really hard, but I need you to understand. He said, the first thing is she's never going to be the same. Ever. Just never. She'll find a new normal. And the person that you love is still in there.
What is she going to find? What is she going to find?
Just never. She'll find a new normal. And the person that you love is still in there. But it's never going to be the same for her. Life's never going to be the same for her. Food's not going to quite taste the same again. The air she breathes isn't going to be as fresh as it ever could be, right?
I already feel this about he was, I mean, you know, he was a friend. He was my best friend, but he was a friend. Despite the fact that a lot of people from our high school thought it, you know, it was a completely platonic relationship. And, you know, he wasn't actually my brother. So, you know, losing Morty, you know, my parents are getting up there. Shit's scary. Shit is scary. I've been lucky to avoid a lot of that throughout my life. I think there is an aspect that I don't have a lot of people that I'm close to outside of my family, but like the first funeral I went to, it was my friend's dad in middle school, and then Akon. And then I think I've been to one or two others, and I wasn't really close to any of those people but Akon. So, I mean, I've been lucky. Knock on wood.
The air she breathes isn't going to be as fresh as it ever could be, right? That's just what the new normal is going to be. And he said, your job is to take care of all of this so that she doesn't have to. That's your job.
Ooh.
So do your job.
Damn.
And I said, okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Based.
Wow. Yeah, you witness these things and you see somebody going through it, and it is a very, very difficult thing to go through. And I'm assuming that guy who had that conversation was a cop sniper, you said.
Yeah. Yeah, he used, interestingly enough, I was talking to you, one of your security team members outside. You know, I'm a bit of a gun nut myself. And, you know, second I was talking to this director, you know, he was kind of telling me a little bit about his backstory. And I think it was just kind of put me at ease. You know, they were using M1 carbines when he was in the force as snipers. M1 carbines. That's what the police. Cool. Yeah.
Is it carbine or carbine? I've always heard carbine, but I don't know shit about shit.
That's what the police officers were issuing at the time. Open sight. They had no scopes, no nothing. And he had a couple of barricaded suspect situations where he had to take the perp out with an M1 carbine. And I was just like, you know, that kind of blew me away. But yeah, he's kind of old school. This guy's law enforcement experience was, but as far as a funeral home director went, I mean, he just laid me down and he just laid it all out and said, this is what you need to do. I mean, he laid out everything. You know, he said, there's going to be people who are going to come and they're going to pay their respects. And you're not even going to know them. They're just going to read about this in the paper and it's going to upset them. Mm-hmm. You know, he said, maybe they'll drop $5 or maybe they'll drop some flowers. He said,
yeah, I had a little bit of, I don't know where it came from, but it doesn't not make sense. But at Akon's funeral, there was a lot of people that were, you know, just like falling all over themselves, and people that I knew didn't really like Akon like that. You know, we were degens. We were not the greatest people. We got in trouble. We were, you know, we'd go to parties and things would get a little too much. You know, and yeah, in high school, people loved that. But as we got a little bit older, we were still, you know, a little bit different. And then I saw them at the funeral, and I'm like, well, what the fuck are you upset about? You're upset about the idea that somebody you knew died. I'm dealing with the reality of somebody that I see every single day, that I talk to every single day, is no longer there. Obviously, as you know, as time went on, then I was able to find my new normal. But yeah, there was definitely a real feeling there. And behave. I don't want you to be sad. You know, that's life. Life is sadness and harm and death and all these things. And for somebody who doesn't believe that there is anything else, not that there couldn't be anything else, but for all I know, this life is all we got. And so, you know, spending a few years being able to experience that friendship is what I focus on. The fact that I got to know him. None of you even got that experience. I got to know him for years, and we were fucking boys. Pause. You know what I mean?
You're going to write every one of those people a thank you letter.
Wow.
He said,
Let's back that up.
read about this in the paper and it's going to upset them. You know, he said, maybe they'll drop $5 or maybe they'll drop some flowers. He said, you're going to write every one of those people a thank you letter.
Wow.
He said, write every
I wonder why people thought we were gay.
single one of them a thank you letter and tell them thank you. He said, it doesn't matter if you know them, you don't know them. No, he just walked me through everything. So I
Yet again,
in retro,
Yet again, we talk about the notion of having a mentor. Having a mentor. And guess what? You don't need in order to have a mentor.
respect, I think I was very fortunate in many ways.
You're goddamn right you did. You're goddamn right you did. Dilly. That was not diluted, and he would like that also. Thank you for that. See, it's the little things. It's the little things. Every man dies twice. Every man dies twice. First, when his heart no longer beats. And second, after the last time someone mentioned his name. So thank you for keeping him alive.
Ways.
Yeah, I mean, in the military, the job where he has to go visit the spouse
Oh God.
and tell him, hey, let me tell you,
So-and-so's gone. Oh,
that's the
man.
job. Can you imagine that's your job and that's all you do all day?
Oh.
And you know, hey, your husband's not coming home. I'm sorry to tell you, your son is no longer with us.
Well, like in Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
everyone had to go tell how many
Yep.
people
Yeah.
over and over and over.
And this is I don't
Andrew,
know if you guys put one in the chat if you don't know what the show The Pit is. Because I'm just gonna talk about it. But the fact of the matter, why did I just say that? Let's run that back. The Pit. Just put a 1 in the chat if you do not know anything about what The Pit is. Actually, fuck it. It's a medical drama, but it's not like dramatized. It's very dry, and every episode is 1 hour. So the entire season is one 15-hour shift. So you walk in, and a couple of the people are we'll get there. It's almost like a documentary of one full emergency room shift. And, you know, my dad spent, for those of you who don't know, Papa Lutch is a doctor and, in his earlier years, spent some time in the ER. And I just didn't ever have a frame of reference for understanding that, like, you know, you would go, you're in with one patient and it's, exactly what PBD is just talking about. You have to tell these people that the person they loved most, their child, died. And then you still got someone bleeding in the other fucking room. And so being able to be in the right in emotional state and still be on top of, like, okay, thinking about what's going on over there. Insane. Now, there is a few moments of, like, hey, we're being woke, that are definitely annoying. Like, they falsify a tiny spoiler. You'll forget it if you even fucking watch it. But they falsify some records so that a girl can get an abortion, even though she's like a couple weeks or a week or so. She's beyond the Pennsylvania limit or whatever it is. And they just, kind of fudge the numbers. Like, there's some other thing with a gay couple. There's a bunch of just woke things in there. But in terms of just what the show is, if you can put those aside, it's a really good watch. I had nothing to do on Christmas, so I was just like, well, it's one day. Let me just binge the entire fucking thing, and it was wild. It was wild. We're taking a little side quest. Welcome A to the G. Welcome. We are hanging out with PBD and Andrew Wilson, seeing a bit of a different side that we haven't seen before. Welcome to the party.
To go tell how many people over and over and over.
Hey, hard to please. Thank you. Yes, he is doing much better. Very much appreciate you asking.
Andrew, when I look at your eyes and I see you in different things, or even when you walked in here,
Ninja, I'm making money right now. What are you doing? Why don't you go outside? I'm making money right now.
you have a look. Your eyes have a look. and there's rage behind it. Okay, that's the look you have. Why do you have that look?
Rage?
Yeah, you have rage. There is a certain look where, you know, it looks, you're skeptical always, and you have rage and a look that you trust nobody.
Well,
yeah, there's like parts like that, and it's just like, oh, all right, but it doesn't infect the entire show. Like when the tranny comes up, skip it, and you'll be fine.
Maybe to an extent. In this industry, you can't trust anybody. You probably know that well. I've noted that there have been many hit pieces on you. The more famous, and the more famous you get, the more there'll be. Same here. I have tons and tons on me as well. And one of the few people in this industry that I do trust, you probably know Steven Crowder, right?
Who? Steven who?
I saw what these people did to him. I saw what they did to him. And I saw what the people who were supposedly on my side did to him. I call them the Sewing Circle Christians.
Are we talking about the Daily Wire thing, or are we talking about the Ring Camera Wife thing?
And these people do basically keep me in a continuous state of rage. And the reason why is this. It's like, I'm sure you've heard the Teddy Roosevelt, you know, the man in the arena speech, right? You know, that's what a guy like Crowder was and is. The man in the arena. Just everybody's a critic, you know. And I remember when that video came out, that they spread it everywhere. His political enemies, his bitch ex-wife, all of them just spread it everywhere.
Okay, right? Yeah. So they're talking about the thing with the dog.
He's an abuser. He's a this. He's a that. And I'm like, I remember watching that video and thinking, that ain't even that bad. That ain't even that bad.
In the backyard of the house.
Yeah, I was like, man, I've been in worse fights than that with my old lady. What are you talking about? Right?
Yeah. What did you guys think of that whole situation in terms of, more specifically, do you think that we have enough from just who Crowder is on the internet and that video? And I mean, I guess depending on the trust in what's the wife's name? I think it's Hillary or whatever the fuck her name is. Do you think we have enough information to make a determination of what type of husband Steven Crowder is or was? Hey, crazy! Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya. Who said I remember the video coming out, but I don't remember how bad it was. They were just yelling. I mean, it looked bad, but it was nowhere near what they were trying to make. I think they're pulling it up, and I feel like if you see it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. 101 said I don't remember it. Must not have been that bad. It wasn't that bad, but people fucking ran with it. Because remember, when that was happening, Candace was on Timcast, and she was like going in on Crowder. So I don't know. It's it definitely could go either way, but I didn't see anything close to like a condom, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like anything concrete. Didn't even watch it, but Crowder's irrelevant to me. I don't trust women though. But Crowder seems like a douche. He definitely seems like a douche. That I think we can all agree on. Does he report the news accurately? That's what I care more about. Behave said, I like Crowder. Candace threw him under the bus. Yep, wasn't that bad at all. Shout out to Smoking a Spaceman. Welcome. Said there was a court case with more evidence than what was put online. Well, right. That's why I'm asking from just from that stuff, like not the court case specifically, because we were talking about when. God damn it! I was condemn. I was saying condemn. Yeah, in like when it broke. When the story broke, people were saying, "Oh, you see, he abused, and he did this, and the dog poop, and she's pregnant, and all that stuff." So let's see. I think they bring it up.
I was like, man, I've been in worse fights than that with my old lady. What are you talking about? Right?
I actually agree.
Yeah, I was like, I've been in worse fights than that with my old.
It does when your job is to court public opinion.
Old lady over way less, way more petty stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like. And the thing is, it's like all these holier than thou people.
This clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all seen this.
Yeah. And it's all these holier than thou sewing.
Yeah. So remember they were out here and she's like, yeah. And it's like, are you a woman worthy? Are you worthy? And doesn't seem like she was.
Circle Christians are like, how could you endorse an abuser? How could you defend an abuser? How could you do this? And I'm thinking, Shut up, you lying snake. Like, there's no way you're going to convince me that in the course of your relationship of 20 years, that if we had cameras on you at all times, we're not going to find this moment times 20. It's going to happen. Just shut up.
100%.
Yeah, just shut.
And I give more leeway on stuff like that. I give more leeway to people who are not married, like myself, because it's easy to, or rather, it would be more difficult to actually understand the reality of that situation. But that's why I will appeal to people who have a better understanding of what it's like to be in a marriage. But we see a lot of people who are just like, they don't know anything about that. And they're like, oh, see, from that means that. And you see the body language in that. And I'm just realizing that we did not do what we needed to do, because Funkmaster came in and put us over the goal. So we'll give him an extra one for forgetting. An extra one for forgetting. Eat it, Morty. It's the same treat I give you every single time. And then let's go! Refill! And don't forget, guys, every single donation now comes with a refill for Morty. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Thank you so very, very much. We have met the goal, but don't forget, guys, every $2 is another push-up that I gotta do at the end of the stream. So if you would like to torture me, or if you'd like to help me out, look how puny I am. I'm so puny, please. Help me. Thank you. Why are you watching then, loser? Oh, man. I cannot imagine being fucking retarded enough to go and be like, oh, I don't like this. Let me engage with it. Thanks for the engagement. You've got another 3 people hopping in because somebody commented. Oh, don't you feel so cool?
This moment times 20. It's going to happen. Just shut up.
100%.
Yeah, just shut up. Stop bullshitting me. You know what I mean?
If you'd like to hear that song in full, make sure you come through at the beginning of the stream. And he's loving eating it like an asshole.
But the thing is a lot of those people who are the critics, let's say in your case, my case, Crowder's case, many others, a lot of that I think comes from a position of jealousy. And it comes from a position of envy. And because of that, these people, all they do is criticize. But my challenge has always been to the Sewing Circle Christians, well, where are you? Like, I'm on the other end of the most...
Yeah, what's your channel like? What kind of amazing content are you putting out there? Let's see. Oh, well, he's got one. He's got one subscriber. I mean, hey. First subscriber is the hardest, buddy. First subscriber is the hardest. I believe in you. With content like this. Why is it always the case? How did I know that only a fucking loser would do that? Yikes.
The challenge has always been to the Sewing Circle Christians, well, where are you? Like, I'm on the other end of the most diabolical people daily. I'm in the most hostile environments, the most hostile panels, right? I'm always completely surrounded. I've never seen any of you. Where the hell are you? Well, you're siding with our...
He doesn't hate any people. He doesn't have enough emotional intelligence to be able to hate somebody. So he just sees different. And, you're different than me. So, you're bad. Right? That's how it works, right? Different is bad. I'm the good, so you're different. So you're my skin's a white skin, so I'm the good one. So you're the brown one, so you must be the bad. That's the level of intelligence that we're dealing with. And what was that? Oh, this is the same comment you left before, and you ain't got shit else to say because you're a fucking moron.
Enemies, because I'm too mean, or Crowder's too mean, or anybody who defends themselves is too mean. Why don't you show us how it's done? And they're nowhere. In many ways, I respect leftists who will engage on their ideology, right, and engage on the arguments much more than I respect my own side. of which has many of these sewing circle Christians who refuse to engage, but instead just want to virtue signal to the audience.
Yes, Andrew. Yes. It's almost like we completely fucking agree, not only on the notion that you're talking about, but the underlying principle, despite the fact that I don't have the same beliefs as you. Despite the fact that those people do have the same beliefs as you. Or maybe not exactly the same, but they're fucking Christians. You're a Christian, they're a Christian, I'm not a Christian, but we're on the same side of the fucking point.
No. I'm a real Christian. You would never hear me say something so nasty and evil to a diabolical person who just told me they killed 3 of their kids in the womb, you know? And I'm like, what? I'm supposed to sit there and go, oh, well, okay, then let me pat you on the head and read gospel. That doesn't work. You have to destroy worldviews before you can replace worldviews.
Yeah, Stephen called me the day this was released. It could have been the day or the next day. And he says, hey, I just want to tell you, here's what's going to release, was already released. This is what really happened. I'm listening to him for 45 minutes. And the call-in's like this. I said, Stephen, you will never hear me comment on this. I said, we're not commenting on
As he is commenting on it.
this kind of stuff. And Rob and I talked about it. Rob, if you remember, we're doing podcast prep. I'm like,
This is like that trite movie trope where it's like, I remember when you told me that secret that you pissed yourself in 2nd grade and I never told anybody? I still never am going to tell anybody, as they say in the crowd.
this is really not a topic I want to talk about. Marriage is hard. People got to figure it out. Of course, if it's like, someone shot and killed or something like that, okay, we have to comment on that. But an argument like this, let them handle it the way they did. I thought it got out of control and it wasn't it became too much of a thing. 'Cause it was around the same time that he was negotiating the contract with, what do you call it? With Daily Wire, right?
Yep.
And where he came out and he read the contract and what they offered him and all this stuff, that we commented on. And I said, look, when you do something like that, I would be hesitant to ever making an offer to you. Because then it's kind of like, are you going to go share my contract with them publicly? But Crowder, to me, he's a guy that...
Jeremy Boring and those people at Daily Wire shouldn't have been trying to negotiate with his ex-wife on the side.
We reacted to that God knows how many times, and then trust me, I don't think.
Damn! Shout out to the Verdies. We got almost 100% likes. Thank you so very, very much, landscapers. You doing the damn thing.
Anybody in the market would say, we are best friends with Jeremy Boring and Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro loves us. And it's like, no, I've been on his show. He's been on my show. Yeah. We invited him. He's canceled a couple times. Jeremy Boring's been on. We've had good conversations. Actually, Jeremy Boring, we had a very good conversation together. But I don't know, when the whole Candace thing that was taking place, everybody thought Candace is automatically going to come here. They blamed us for, this is what's going on. No, I'm on the phones. I'll help you. What,
sure.
Our enemy is on the outside. Sometimes the distractions. Can you tell me while you're going through this, what do you mean by, did you call it sewing circle Christians that got 3 abortions? Well, who are you talking about?
Well, on my side of the aisle, most critics, right, because I engage oftentimes, my argument style starts and ends with Christian ethics. That's always the viewpoint that I'm coming from, whether I'm debating politics or I'm debating social issues or I'm debating any of these things. That's my grounded foundation. So most of my criticisms don't actually come from leftists, though many of them do. They actually come from a particular brand of Christian. And Then
why you spend so much fucking time on us atheists when we're on your fucking... Who do you think hates these whatever Christians, sewing circle Christians, who do you think hates them more? Not an easy answer, is it?
I know what you would say, maybe virtue signalers, right? They're always trying to signal their virtues. And it's always like, oh my God, you smoke cigarettes, or, you drink beer. Real Christians don't drink beer. Like, it's always petty criticisms.
No true Scotsman fallacy.
But anytime there's controversy around me or a clip taken out of context or something like this, these are the first people to rush in and give me universal condemnation, mostly so that my enemies will look at them. And these are leftists, right? They want leftists to look at them and think.
We got the Skittles churches be like, oh no, Christianity is what we say it is, not Andrew Wilson. No.
You're the good Christians. And it's like the whole time. So in other words, the whole time these people are burning the whole forest down around our ears, right? And I say, hey, put those fucking matches down. They're like, hey, don't say the F word. I'm like, well, wait, we got a bigger problem here.
That's a good analogy.
Problem here. Nope. You said the F word.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Yeah.
And so those people to me are like the lowest of the low of the low. Well, I mean, if you want specific names.
Specific names, if you're comfortable saying.
Drop the name.
So I would say people like Lila Rose, representatives like Lila Rose. I would even say
Now this, I believe. I have faith.
Lila Rose, representatives like Lila Rose.
Oh, is okay. I don't remember. I recognize that name. Lila Rose. Oh yeah, this chick. She had. I think I've seen it. Yeah, that's where I was going. I think she had a couple good showings on Timcast, and then, if I'm not mistaken, I think, yeah, yep. This was the we covered this before the ban on Destiny.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Child and fetus and embryo and human and person in order to confuse and obscure, but make no mistake, this confusion is not by accident, it's by design. She'll try to say that an embryo is not simply an embryo, but a human embryo, as though the answer to the beginning of life was always hidden in a Webster dictionary waiting for someone to read it. I have a feeling that if the answer were that simple, we probably would have solved this debate a long time ago. I will remind the audience as well that the potential of a thing is not the thing itself. The human embryo, were it to have some features that were worth moral protection, would be worth protecting in the present all on its own. Instead, constant allusions will be made to the future of the embryo. If anything, I treat this as an immediate concession that the embryo is indeed
I can't even listen to him. Jesus fucking Christ.
Sperm to permit entry is when
okay. Let's get it. Oh yeah, we ain't listening to him for that long.
He made a number of remarks here arguing against my position, saying, first of all, that our position of making children in the womb legally protected would somehow mean that we would need to create legal identities for every unborn child. It's not workable, therefore, he was arguing, which is completely false, because you don't need to create legal documentation for unborn children. We've had abortion ban before, we didn't need to do that, and we can have abortion ban now, as we have in many states, and we don't need to do that. So that was an argument that I believe is false. He also said that because miscarriage rates are so high, therefore, that would mean that we cannot investigate every single death, and therefore, it's not, we should just allow abortion to happen. I suppose is the argument there. Again, false. We have a 100% death rate as human beings. We will all die at one point or another in our life. We will have our life ended, and usually that will be when we are elderly.
I mean, shout out to her, but I think in the context that Andrew is talking about with the infighting, we've got infighting going on with the right wing specifically, but there's also going to be infighting with Christians. Oh my goodness! See, I had faith, and it came through. I think I think I'm a funk masterian now. A funk masterian. Morty, eat it. Oh, sorry, Verdes. I forgot you can't see him. He's eating it up. And you know what else that means?
Walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn.
Hey.
Chaos watches when the Nazi glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame. The faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect. The second coming, I'm coming.
Oh, he's loving it! He's loving it! Thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness. Out sponsoring himself yet again. My goodness. Thank you so very, very much. Remember, guys, it is free to join the Discord, but if you are a member, you've got access to the whole damn thing. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Do not let me forget to update the banner. Yeah, she ain't bad. I think it said she was 37. What the fuck's with it? I think it's. I don't think it's people here. I think it's just random subscribers. Make sure you're subscribed. Oh, also, make sure that you have. Fuck, I always forget how to do it. But you have to make sure that you have gifts turned on. So, I forget exactly how to do that. Quick side quest. How do I make sure I have gifts turned on when I'm watching a YouTube live stream? To make sure, so you want to go, yes, we are the viewer. So confirm you are eligible. So signed in, blah, blah, blah. Memberships enabled. Okay. Where to look during the live stream? Look below the video player. Find the join button. So where it asked you to join, that if you click the, you can see, Where to look during the live stream. Go to where the join button is. So on mobile, that might be within the 3 dots on the corner. On YouTube, it's just a matter of scrolling right below the video. But wherever you have the option to join as a member, then you'll get options within there. So you will see gift memberships as an option. If you only see options to join for yourself, gifting is either disabled or unavailable for your account. So if you do not see the gifting options, usually because of one of these, I definitely did not disable gifting. I did not turn off gifting. You're watching somewhere else. But yeah, so make sure you got those gifts turned on so that when our generous sugar daddy drops some make it raining on us, then you can get one. But don't forget, if you join the Discord before the stream ends, you don't even need a membership. You can join the after party and get a free day pass just by joining the Discord. So come on through. Of course you deserve it. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Shout out to Sugar Daddy. Thank you, Mango. Welcome to the party. In case anybody forgot, like and share. Thank you so very, very much again, guys. All these little things really, really do add up and help. Thank you. Metal Party. In join settings. Thank you. Let's dive right back in. Shout out again to Spunkmaster General out sponsoring his goddamn self. My goodness.
Say people like Lila Rose, representatives like Lila Rose. I would even say, reps like Trent Horn, people like this. These are people who they themselves may not necessarily levy the criticism directly, but it's the influence that they have over the various audiences that they have that then go and direct these criticisms towards you.
Got it.
Though I never actually see these people in the arena debating these social issues with anybody. They'll do abortion debates, things like this.
I was going to say, we did just pull up a debate, but it was abortion.
But I never see them surrounded with a panel of like the worst degenerates on earth debating all of their worldviews simultaneously. But they have tons of criticisms for people who do. And I'm like, well, where are you? Nowhere. And where are you, by the way, when anybody wants to debate you on why it is that you're so inactive when it comes to the culture war and social issues, right? They turn all that stuff down. They refuse to argue with the red pillars. They refuse to argue with any of these people. They literally just refuse to engage. Tons of criticisms, absolute refusal to engage.
Got it. So Lila Rose, one time I was on her show. This was about a year and a half ago. And we were talking about, I don't know how abortion came about. And I just kind of gave my view. And then she disagreed and went back and forth. I'm like, okay, yeah. And it's very obvious she's like the fully goody two-shoe, like everything I do right, that's what it is.
Is that what you want, real Black Betty? The little goody two-shoes? I'll take it. Thank you so very, very much. Again. And of course, we know what that means, right? We know what that means.
Revo! He stands at the foot of a world misled, thinking truth from the wreckage, raising thought from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shaman declare, exposing every shadow we pretend not to fear. And the overlord rises with a suffering command, a beast of judgment, the Lord of his
Yeah.
through the silence of the night, the loyal understand, shipping keeps the balance right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense.
Thank you so very, very much. My goodness. Shout out to Easy. Welcome. That is AI generated. But shout out to Guamzek, who set that up for me. Funkmaster says she finds a way to make everything about abortion. It seems like by what Andrew was saying that's like the only safe area that it can be that she can engage. We got Liberty Plus TV. Welcome. So I hope you all had a great night. I'm going to be on the replay crew for this one. Favoring up. Merry fucking Christmas, ya heathens. That's me. You goddamn. Oh, he's enjoying life He's enjoying life. We ain't here for a good time, or we ain't here for a long time. So we're here for a good time. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much to the both of you. Let's dive back in.
Fully goody two shoe, like everything I do right, that's what it is. But to me, I think there's a place for her as well. But guys like you, you know, to become you have to have lived a shitty life to get tough and be willing to go in the arena and be able to handle it.
Yep.
You just have to.
I agree.
You have to have lived a very, very rough life. And you don't just say, let me raise kids and make their life a living hell to raise a Andrew Wilson. That's not how it works. You go have a very, very difficult upbringing. You got this.
And before anybody's like, yeah, your dad's a doctor, so your life was easy. There's other ways that life can be difficult besides having money. Is it a huge fucking privilege? Absolutely. Does that mean that you can't have a less than a perfect childhood? No. Shout out to Gary Glab. Just joined the Discord server and now has a day pass, or let me know what your name is on here if you got the membership. And either way, you are good to go for the after party. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You go have a very, very difficult upbringing. You got this pain, this callous, this all this stuff that you've carried, and then boom, and you're like in fight mode and fight. Like, what's the next?
Hey, we got Feline. There you go. Simple as that. Definitely seeing you in the after party.
One. Who's the next one? That's not for everybody. You can't train her to be like you.
I agree.
Yeah. So, but I think there's a place for both of you guys. So,
and I even agree with that. What I don't agree with is if you're not willing to do it, shut your mouth and don't criticize then.
Got it. So if you're not willing to get in the arena, don't react and don't give your thoughts on what Andrew Wilson believes.
That's right. If you're not willing to do it yourself, and here's the thing, I've always had an open challenge.
That's never going to stop. The reaction audiences, that's a business model.
Look, I totally get it.
Yep. Liberty says, grew up with no money. I trade my poverty for personal anguish if it meant my kids don't have to grow up how I did. And yeah, I was lucky enough not to have that type of struggle. And but you know, like, and I definitely it took me until college to actually not feel guilty. That like, why was I given this privilege? What the fuck did I do? Like, yeah, Papa Lutch worked hard. Other people work hard, but other people's parents work hard as well. And you know, I was born relatively intelligent. I didn't have to try too hard in school. I was like, what did I do to deserve this? And it really wasn't until my college girlfriend, where I was like, you know, it was one of these like 3 a.m. Discussions in the downstairs in the dorms, that kind of thing. And she's just like someone who definitely did not come from money. She's like, dude, what the fuck? You're wasting time, energy, effort, with all that shit that your dad worked for. Use it. That's what would be shitty if you don't use it. Then I became a drug addict for the next 7 years, but we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I understand that this is something I'll always have to deal with.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that I can't say publicly, well, show me how it's done then. Or, hey, many times we put the offers out. Then you come in, show me how you would do it better. And then we watch him fail and flop over and over and over again. It's not as easy as it looks, as you know.
I don't know that he's, I agree with you. I don't necessarily, I think Andrew is specifically talking about commentary, debate, spreading ideologies. That's where I hear it coming from. But again, I'm also biased in the sense that I'm up here and you guys are all there. Everybody wants to come for me. And so, you know, I've got my biases there, but I didn't see it like that. I saw it in specifically, if you're willing to talk shit on Andrew Wilson is such a bad person, but you're not willing to stand up and say why publicly or to him or in any context like that, then shut the fuck up. If you have issues with my ideas, then yeah, come on up. We'll talk about it. You can join the free Discord. We can have a conversation. But if you're just gonna sit there and chirp, then like I don't care. Now that's different than us as a community having a back and forth and something. But like, yeah, if some random person comes in, I don't give a shit. I don't know who the fuck you are.
But better. And then we watch him fail and flop over and over and over again. It's not as easy as it looks, as you know.
Of course. And by the way, a guy like Steven Crowder, the same way he had a bad fall, he can make a massive comeback and be the main guy again.
Yes.
Like at one point, I think he was the main guy. No, wasn't Crowder like the guy?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
he was.
He's coming back.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad he's coming back. I'm so glad. Like you can see the eyes. The eye of the tiger is back in it.
Yeah. Again, if you guys make sure you have gifts turned on, Funkmaster loves to make it rain with those memberships.
you can tell. You're saying you're taking some credit for it?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm literally kidding.
He's gonna.
Well, I did say so. I think I showed you guys when there was, I don't even remember what it was, something on the Speakeasy channel that I commented. It was something about the whatever the last thing that Raging Tomato did, whatever that was. Speakeasy commented on it. What are we doing? Speakeasy commented on it, calling her the goofy of the day and all that stuff. And I put in the comments that, like, I want to be Switzerland. Like, I just want to get along. I don't have any beef with anybody, but like sometimes you're going too far. It's like, girl, what are you doing? And Rachel Wilson commented like, I'm changing my mind on you. Then today, I told Andrew that I really appreciated what I had heard of this podcast, and that I'd be covering it, and that we need to have that conversation. And maybe he's lurking. We'll see, but I don't know. Not in his mind. I've been chirping.
Can tell you're saying you're taking some credit for it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm literally kidding.
He's gonna call you and he's gonna say something.
Like,
to you.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I think. I've told Stephen that I think
no. It's the opposite of that. It's okay if you're an expert, come and expertise me. And they're like, no. Okay, then shut up. The important part is that I'm Andrew and myself. We are both willing to say, okay, you think I'm wrong? Then come and tell me why I'm wrong. And then just like fucking, I don't even remember what the fuck his name was. What is it? This fucking loser. I don't even. Oh, there. Yeah, like this person. That's the kind of person. So, okay, come on up and say something. Give me something legitimate, and I will. Do you think that I'm the type of streamer that's just gonna ignore shit in the chat? I might miss it, yeah, but I think I go in the wrong direction where people tune in to fucking see the podcast and like, yo, you're talking. I'm doing things the way I'm doing things. Point being that this is a straw man of what my understanding of what Andrew was saying.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I think I've told Stephen that I think that he's wasted. And
I want to get chocolate
he
wasted.
Does best. The thing is with him, and I completely understand it. He's built a moat around himself. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's not where you shine, man. You shine in that arena.
Yeah, but he's back doing the change my minds already.
Engaging.
Coffee.
And, fighting it out. Yeah. Like he's really good at it.
He is really good at it.
He's had tons and tons of guests coming in now, and he's duking it out with them, right? And he's doing it in the Steven Crowder way, right? It's both respectful, and it's insightful,
sarcastic. And he has to have all that together.
And it's fun to watch, and he's a super smart guy.
Yeah. What do you believe in? If because at the beginning, in the first 3 minutes, you said I hate progressives when I was going back and forth with them on Facebook.
I said shit. Me too.
And
I hate him.
Tell me.
Nah, you'll be all right.
Tell me, one, what you believe in, and you made one of the points on why you hate progressives. When you asked me the question, you're like, so twin brothers, incest. Why is that wrong? Right.
The reason I hate. Values. I'll explain to you why I hate progressives.
Notice how he could have just said because God, but that would be letting the mask slip, right?
Why is that wrong? Right.
The reason I hate. Values. I'll explain to you why I hate progressives more than anything. Progressives have been for the last 10 years, actually more, running around calling everybody who disagrees with any of their crazy ass values fascists and authoritarians and dictators.
Yeah, agreed. So if this is what you think that I'm saying, then maybe I'm misinterpreting what Andrew is saying. But my understanding is agreement with this, that you don't have to be an expert, but you must give that opinion in order to have any veracity of criticism.
And things like this. These are the people who brought us the lockdowns, the state-issued garment of the mask, right? Mandatory vaccines they wanted vaccine passports. They shut down businesses. They gave us a fascist state. So when these people are in charge, they give you fascism. That's what they do. And yet, all I ever hear these people do is run around. That's what they call him. They call him a fascist. I've heard him do it many times. You and your fascist friends. I've heard him say it. And it's like,
Dare you?
You guys are on peers. You guys are on peers together.
And they never tell us, but then we just show up and they'll have like a Steve Bunnell, or they'll have just everybody completely on the left that didn't say one thing, not one thing, my body, my choice, when they were telling them, stay in the house. Oh, and by the way, jab it into your kids. When you had people like Cuomo, them saying, you know, the real enemy is your fellow Americans.
Yeah.
Never forget. Never forget. Shout out to the purebloods. I will do this till the end of time. You stood up to one of the biggest propaganda campaigns in our lifetimes. Dilly dilly to all the purebloods. Dilly dilly. There we go. There we go.
They were calling us fascists, and meanwhile they were behind this freaking Nazi ass.
You're wearing your mask. You're trying to kill my grandma, right? This was when, in other words, here's the way I view the world.
I just thought of something so dark that I don't think I can actually repeat it, but I can allude to it. No, you know what? I'm gonna save that for the after party. Speaking of which, we got our boy Funk Master General again with the 10 gifted memberships. What, you're done? You just want the good stuff? Oh, you lazy fuck. You lazy fuck. All right. He gets, the Overlord gets what the Overlord wants. That's you. You can't hear the song. No, I'm Pavloving him with the. Oh, he ain't paying attention. But next time I hit the horns and it's not a super chat, watch his head pop up because he can't hear anything but my yelling and the soundboard comes out the speaker here. So all that other stuff, it's silent in my house, but me just screaming. And then he'll go to sleep and then just randomly it'll be like. He's like, oh, me? What? I'm surprised he doesn't have a heart attack. But yeah, it's the horns that do it. The horny horns that do it. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. Let's dive right back in.
When in other words, here's the way I view the world. Christians, if they're not in power, if they're not ruling, they're going to be ruled. That's it. So if that's the case, and that is the case, we live in a democracy which is full of structured power blocks. Everything is a power block. And because of that, you're going to be ruled by a power block or you're going to rule a power block. This idea that Christians shouldn't be in charge, I think, is insane. And I think it comes from a bizarre libertarian ethos that makes no sense, where the idea here is you could be a Christian, but you can't govern using Christian ethics. And it's like, well, yeah, you can. And yes, you should.
Agreed, says the atheist who debated Andrew on this exact thing. Agreed. It's almost like you don't understand what atheism is and think that it's the exact same thing as leftism when it's not, honey, sweetie.
You absolutely should be able to govern using Christian ethics. That's the only way you should govern is from your ethical purview, in fact. And if you're not governing, if Christians aren't in charge, somebody else is going to be in charge of them. And so this is a race for power. And it's always been a race for power. And for some reason, Christians have been convinced to give their power up. And one of the core seats of my message is that they shouldn't do that and instead should do everything they can to maintain political power.
Atheism is not about individual freedom at all. Atheism is just the lack of a belief in a god or gods. It's not about anything. It is just what it is. being a dog owner isn't about anything other than a description of someone who owns a dog. An atheist is not about anything inherently. The atheist is merely one who does not have a God belief. Anything else that comes after that is something different than atheism. This is the mistake that so many people make semantically that fucks up the understanding of reality.
The non-apologetics branch. So the way that the internet is currently structured, you have the apologetics branch of Christianity. That's the role you're talking about with Trent Horn and Lila Rose and these people, the apologetics branch. You have...
There we go. There we go. Bingo. That's what it was for you. Because for you, not having a God belief led you to thinking about individual freedom. For other people, not having a God belief is going to lead them in different areas. And so I'm not scolding you. I'm just using you as the example because a lot of people talk this way. That it doesn't, like, people conflate all the other things with the atheism itself. It's atheist because I wanted to be away from other people's beliefs. Well, a lot of beliefs I wanted to get away from too. I don't blame you there. Then I guess I was never really an atheist. I was doing it for reasons, not because I simply didn't believe in God. Well, there you go. And that's on both ends of the spectrum. That's totally fine. As a Christian, there's nothing that says you can't be questioning and having issues with whether it's the truth claims or the whole story or the community or whatever it is. That doesn't prevent you from being a Christian. Similarly, the wanting to be removed from that doesn't mean that you do or do not believe. And so, yeah, I guess we're never an atheist. So stop claiming that shit. I'm just kidding. We need more people. We need more people who understand what it is like to at least be in that situation. I think the two most difficult types of people to have this conversation with. Number one is somebody who's been a lifelong Christian who knows their faith, knows the scripture very well. The number two person is somebody who was brought up in Christianity and then moved away from their beliefs and just stopped practicing for a number of years. And then they grew up and realized that spirituality is kind of necessary for a legitimate adult life, and then go back to Christianity, which again is fine, but is not inherent to what atheism means. The version of that Bob has of atheism and Julie has of atheism is going to be different than Lech's atheism. And so grouping it all together just mischaracterizes what you're trying to solve. And so if this leftist degeneracy is what we all want to solve, then using the word atheist and secular when it's not appropriate is hurting the cause. There you go. Truth lets you kick the tires and isn't afraid of falling apart. Bingo. Well said.
Role you're talking about with Trent Horn and Lila Rose and these people, the apologetics branch. You have barely any of the political branch for Christianity. No good representation on that side. Politics is ugly, and it's mean, and it's brutal, and it's not fun, and it's full of slings and arrows and mudslinging and reputational assaults and reputational damage, right? That's what it's full of. I just wish the apologetics arm would get their shit together and understand that the very things that they're trying to fight against, abortion, things like this, they need the political arm for. And if they're not willing to engage in it, then they should at least support the people who are, instead of endlessly criticizing them. And that's all they do. That's all they know how to do. But that's the way I see it. I see it as a power block struggle. You're either going to be ruled by the lunatics of the world, or you're going to rule the lunatics of the world.
Which lunatic do you fear the most? And which lunatic seems like is making the most progress?
Like Gavin Newsom, lunatics like this. We now have a communist in charge of New York. I mean, you name the progressive. AOC, she's another lunatic. All of these progressives, from my view, are actual lunatics with no grounding ideology whatsoever.
Spot on. Beeline Gaming says we shouldn't lump atheists in with the crazy lefties because it's not the same. Bingo. Dilly, fucking Dilly. Well, I mean, if we're talking about progressive, it don't get much more progressive than that. The Islamist socialist. Yikes.
View are actual lunatics with no grounding ideology whatsoever other than what they've heard. They don't have God. They don't have Jesus. They don't have anything to turn to for epistemic grounding. Nothing. And they literally.
So he knows. See how he phrased that sentence. He didn't say they don't have God or Jesus. He said they don't have God or Jesus or anything. He knows that that Christian or leftist is a false dichotomy, and he plays on it anyway. Maybe it's just a linguistic thing, and he doesn't necessarily see the difference or the reason for the difference. But that's giving him a lot of credit.
Rule from feelings, suicidal empathy, and they put suicidal empathy in policy form. That's why we have mass migration. I mean, the most insane policy I could ever think of is let's bring in 1.5 million people a year into a nation. If you want to do immigration, fine, do immigration, but bring in a manageable number that can be integrated. 30,000, 50,000, 60,000. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. You know, you can integrate those people over time. You can spread them out. You can do all of this.
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Hey, shout out to Mad Rush. Welcome to the party. So then they are sad. God is real and Jesus is king. Don't know what you're talking about, but welcome to the party. Hey, we also got Glow in the Dark. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to give you the what there, but welcome.
That's not what's going on. What's going on is they're bringing in millions per year. In Australia, they're bringing in whole percentages of the population yearly. In Canada, the same thing. It's insanity. And then they go out. If you object, you're a Nazi. It's like, what are you talking about? That's if I object to that, I'm a Nazi. You're going to bring in people who don't have value structures that are the same as our value structures. They don't have the same type of American drive. They don't have the same values. They don't have the same anything. And me objecting to that means that I'm a fascist. Now, that's crazy to me.
Well, this atheist says no, so it must be that there's something else that's making people think that you are a fascist or whatever.
Consider that lunacy. I consider these people on the lunatic fringe of the political spectrum, and yet they're gaining power. And so they go, why is it that the fringe right is making such momentum? How can you have guys like Nick Fuentes making such momentum? And it's like, he's a product of you.
You did it.
Yeah, he's a product of you. Say, well, how come his message has come? How come his message's time has come? It's like, because of you. You made it inevitable.
I would love to know. I actually just tweeted this when I tweeted out the thing and tagged him. If I was able to have a conversation, I don't care about playing his debate game. I'm interested in the ideas. If I was going to sit down with him, the first thing I would ask him it would be a two-part question. What did you think about politics in general during Occupy Wall Street? And what did you think of Occupy Wall Street? Seems like a good place to start for millennials.
It was really funny. Fuentes used to say America first is inevitable, and people would scoff, right? And the left made it inevitable. But think about what they did. They deplatformed the guy. They said, make your own technology, smart guy. So he did. Right? So he makes his own streaming platform. Right? Next thing in the headlines, Nazis making their own streaming platforms. Well, you told them to. You deplatform from the one place that you can engage with him publicly that would get normal people to view him, right? And others like him. And you threw him.
Okay, say more. What? Because, I mean, I was not even paying attention to this stuff during Occupy Wall Street. From what I've heard, it started as a legitimate grassroots. I mean, as legitimate as a political movement is going to be. Obviously, there was, whatever. But it started as a legitimate grassroots movement, and then it was getting too many people on the same side, and that's when they introduced wokeness and broke up that whole shit. That's the story that I heard. Feeling like it was a communist camp poop hole when I showed up. Sure, grassroots, but they're losers. Fair enough.
That would get normal people to view him, right? And now
based. I'm going to assume that this is a reference to Frogan. But if it's a direct reference to more Pegasus, then you are definitely going to want to be here on New Year's Eve, because we got some stuff. Funkmaster said that it was pointless and would lead to what we've been dealing with since. Who cares what Nick or Ben Shapiro says? Between the two of them, a lot of people. I don't know how many people care about what both said, but they definitely care. Occupy got co-opted. That's what I heard. Just saying, it started off as some legitimate concerns about corporate bailouts, quickly spiraled into insanity. And so that's what I would want to dig into is like, okay, what by co-opted by who? By doing what? By like what? Because I wasn't there. I wasn't paying attention. So that's what I would want to know. And I think, again, that's just a good place to start if you're talking to somebody new about politics.
Place that you can engage with him publicly that would get normal people to view him, right? And others like him. And he threw him off of that. They built their own platforms, not just him. Gavin did it too, Gavin McGinnis, right? Stefan Molyneux had the largest philosophy show. I loved watching that show. Okay, loved it. I would drive for hours listening to Stefan Molyneux prattle about philosophy because I'm a dork like that, right? Hours of listening to this guy prattle. And I'd always say, one day I'm going to debate this fucking idiot. But I like the guy.
Did you or no?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I will. But I like the guy quite a bit. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But I would listen to him for hours, these guys. And YouTube systematically threw them all off the platform, not because of any actual violations to their terms of service. What they did was they reacted to the liberal progressive base and then based their terms of service on that reaction. And then the counter narrative was, well, go build your own. So they did. They went and they built their own. So now they've built all their own, and then they start amassing this huge audience completely unopposed. Okay, well, times are a-changing. Now X is...
You rode the wave, but not sustainable.
Bought by Elon Musk. Suddenly that's freed up. They're all allowed to come back on X. Now they got another platform. And what can you do on X now? You can video host too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can do video on X. And they can't just nuke you anymore, right? So now the whole arena is opened up, right? And the backlash is ginormous. And it's like, all you got to do is go look in the mirror to see who's responsible for it. You dumb lefties. These stupid leftists did it. They did it all to themselves.
Shooting themselves in the fucking foot.
Literally.
Play.
Really blew their feet on. What they did was they set their feet on fire to warm up their hands. That's what they did.
Yeah, we're talking to a guy right before you came in, one of your biggest fans in the world who, Rob is laughing, but he says, all this stuff about feminism. I said, where do you think Andrew Tate came from? They created him. He didn't just all of a sudden start speaking this language that...
Shout out to Arnold. I don't know why your chat's not coming up, but hi.
Misogynist, all this other stuff. No, they pushed men so much to try to make them feminine that guys are like, is there anybody out there that is an alpha that can just come and tell me the way it is? That's okay to be a man's man. Boom. Here shows up and Andrew, next thing becomes the, who he is. And everyone's like, oh, Andrew Tate is a problem. You created him. Kind of goes back to the point you're making.
My name is Andrew Wilson, host of the...
Yeah, right.
But I want to ask you, what is more dangerous to America?
Colin Dark said, hot take, leftists may actually cause a major fascist counter movement at some point. Pretty cold take. I'm pretty sure they've been trying that for a while, but as we were talking about Occupy Wall Street, the organization level is not quite up there. At least for now. Hopefully, right? All right, guys, we are coming up on the 3-hour mark, so we are going to keep it going until there, and then it's time for the after party.
Progressive ideology or the casual approach you take with, Muslims that are coming to you who are not willing to assimilate, and they want to convert this into what they believe in. Long term, what's a bigger threat to you?
Well, those two threats are intertwined. So you have to understand that the Muslim mentality in the United States, after debating with so many of them.
Oh, I heard. I remember this part. This is a bar. We're gonna go off on a high note. Thank you. Everybody's being so nice about my hair today. Thank you.
You have to understand that the Muslim mentality in the United States, after debating with so many of them, I understand what their goal is, and they're pretty emphatic about stating this. Muslims also hate progressives. But progressives are useful idiots, really useful idiots. Essentially, what Muslims do is they'll vote Democrat and they'll vote for leftist policies. They'll do whatever they need to do because leftists continue to open up the immigration trail for more Muslims to come in.
Yep.
So as long as Muslims can use left-wingers for the path to bring more Muslims in, they'll vote left overwhelmingly.
And use is the appropriate word there. They are using the liberal ideology and hiding behind it when clearly They don't believe in it. It's just a single issue.
But you see them locally do exactly the opposite, which is amazingly fun to watch. So locally, they'll be like, no gays in school, right? No this, no women doing this, none of this degeneracy, right? We won't allow any of that. But then they vote for leftist politicians, and you're like, why would you do that? Well, it's because the leftist politicians are opening up the pathways for citizenship for more Muslims to come in. It's a takeover. It's an invasion.
Pretty simple.
It's always been an invasion. In Europe right now, it's an invasion. It's the same thing there. The lefties, or the Muslims there, they'll vote for the lefties. Why? Because it's a very pragmatic thing to do to continue to keep the pathway of citizenship open. What do Muslims say their ultimate weapon is? The woman's womb.
Yep. And we all know that if you go over to Europe right now, there is definitely not a problem with, that's not true.
We'll breed you out. They don't care. They'll wait 200 years. They don't care.
It's to infiltrate, populate, dominate, and never assimilate.
Yeah.
And then it's Sharia.
Ooh, I like that. What was that?
It's to infiltrate, populate, dominate, and never assimilate.
Infiltrate, populate, dominate, and never assimilate. I don't like that. I don't like that one little bit.
Yeah. And then it's Sharia law.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Because it's not happening, Andrew, because it's not right now. Because people are like, man, we're in a Christian nation, which I actually wanted to ask you as well. Which religion is basically running this show? Because I mean, Trump has even said Trump is not a Christian. He even said that one time in the interview, he's like, I'm not going to heaven, which I never would want to hear from a president.
I'm straight and not a fan of Sharia law.
President. But if you think about it, right now, I don't think, Andrew, because people, like, we see it. We see the writing on the wall. He had to escape.
Hey, get in line, homie. Get in line.
From Iran. My parents, grandparents, all of them had to escape from that rule. And right now, because it's not actively in your face, it's happening in Texas. You see it in freaking Minnesota, and it's about to start happening in New York. Nobody really sees it. But in 20, 30 years, like you said, the long game, they're winning. They're winning because it's not going to stop. What was the?
I keep telling you guys that this, whenever this stuff comes up about, the atheist this and the atheist that, like, guys, I mean, exactly the analogy that Andrew used. We have the Muslims setting the world on fire, and people, whether it's Christians, atheists, whatever, people in America are saying, hey, they're fucking setting shit on fire. And people are like, well, why are you talking like that? What do you mean?
By 2060, it's going to be the most dominant religion.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Is going to be Muslim. And you nailed it. And they said it. There's a video of some guy, Pat, the guy that used to be a hardcore Islamist and then converted. He's like, we love we use the Democrats. We do it. But then when they come in, all the woke, progressive, abortion, trans, gay, all that good like Mamdani. He's in a church or whatever talking with some trans and like, we love him. You think his people, they actually agree with what he's talking about? That they accept the gays, they accept the women have to cover their heads. Ilhan Omar's dressed up all the freaking time, wrapping her head around. This is the clip right here, Pat?
Yeah. The internet will kill Islam if the New Crusaders don't. Is the New Crusaders like a group? Or I don't, does that refer to something specific? I have not heard of that, but I do think the internet is not their friend. We'll put it that way. The internet is not the friend of Islam. Matt Rush said, yep, a takeover. Whole towns in Minnesota are Muslim who spit on our values and Christian traditions. Bingo. Yep. Like I am very, very open with you guys about the fact that I do not hold a God belief. I am not a Christian. But guess what I celebrated yesterday? Christmas. See, told you. Why? All right, now I feel bad. Why? Because I'm an American, and that's a basic part of being an American. It's almost like there's a shit ton of us culturally, I don't like that phrase, but it fits, culturally Christian people who don't like the typical leftist atheist. It's not that complicated.
Ilhan Omar's dressed up all the freaking time, wrapping her head around. This is the clip right here, Pat?
Yeah.
Can you play that?
That too, but that's a different conversation for another day.
Lord help us. Just listen to this.
Oh, Jesus. What do we got here?
I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist. I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. Would never do it. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. And she's fighting for abortion rights.
Facts. We got this in terms of guns, but don't forget, they will blow themselves up to take you out. There is nothing more dangerous than a dogmatic person who believes that their death is a good thing. I will say that again for you, in case you weren't listening. There is nothing more dangerous on this earth than a man convinced that ending himself and taking you out with him is a good thing. There is nothing more dangerous, and they are coming for our way of life. Is it, something we need to be worried about tomorrow? No. But it's something that we need to pay attention to. A couple years ago, people might have been saying, immigration, they're doing that. Look where we are now. Time is coming. Time is coming. You can believe it or not.
The left to go and get busy with that. And she's fighting for abortion rights. My body, my choice. Yes, go do that. Go do that. But would she have an abortion? Never. Would she kill a Muslim in her stomach? Never.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda
I've been saying, girl.
for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
Lord. And if you say that, Andrew, if we say this, brother, you have no, I can't say you have no idea. You know, and he knows because we get the same type of messages. I'm pretty sure you have lovely. I just showed them a death threat that I got from a Muslim guy on Instagram, and it's like,
why haven't I gotten my first Muslim death threat yet? I've got Christians, I've got atheists, I've got leftists, I've got all that stuff. I guess I'm not going hard enough on the slams.
Got from
Muhammad was gay
on Instagram, and it's like the writing is on the wall, and it's like the writing's here, and people are telling you turn around and look, and they're like, no, it's never going to be like that.
You know what I always do with the Muslim death threats, though? You always say, I'm going to come kill you and rape your wife and kill your kids and blah, 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 blah. And I'm always like, well, I can give you directions to my house, but do you have a high enough IQ to follow them? And they
come back.
Yeah, then they start spurging out. And
Here we go. I'm going to stop it at a good point so that y'all fucking come back for part 2. But I gotta get a little bit of Andrew talking about Islamic incest and IQ. I need it in my diet. And
they come back.
Yeah, then they start spurging out, and then we just kind of laugh because it's really funny.
Yeah.
They get really mad.
I think that was a moment with you in the debate with Daniel Harigaju. Rob, if you want to pull it up.
Thank you. Glow in the dark. Very much appreciated, but we ain't done yet.
You guys are having a debate, and he is, many Muslims view him as a great debater. Okay, somebody that...
I can give you a precursor there.
Tell me.
So Kikikachu does his homework, just like me. And I do consider him to be a very skilled debater. And I took him very seriously. He's an Ivy League graduate, just like my other opponent at that debate was Richard Carrier, who was a progressive. So I did 2 debates back to back, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, both with Ivy Leaguers. So I did take him very seriously. And when I came up to him and shook his hand before the debate started, I said, "Hello, Daniel. How are you? You're a great debater." And he said...
I have kids?
Said, "Yeah, you too."
He said that.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, you too." So when we came up, I think he had a predictive model for me. In other words, he had sat down and predicted out what he thought my line of attack would be.
What?
The difference between us was that I predicted what he predicted that would be. And so I was ready for it. He did not predict how I was actually going to come at him.
So he didn't know that you were...
And that's really the name of the game. If you know what the argument is coming at you and you can prepare for that argument, then you win.
Going to do this.
He had no clue.
Okay,
and
so this is a very unique angle you took.
Yeah, and it's funny because the core of the argument's actually twofold, and people only picked up on the one, but I can explain the other end of it.
Would you mind watching this first,
Sure.
and then you giving it to us, Rob? Go ahead.
Inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of
wait. We got to roll that back. I did not notice that when I was watching this. Holy shit. Don't we all? Oh, man. Look at his face when Andrew says that. We'll go back one more.
Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of...
It's like, wait, what did you say? What did you say, thing?
Inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians.
Just don't worry about it. Just another loser, has nothing to do, and there's a million things to do, and yet going to sit in the chat of a stream that they don't even like to pretend that they're part of something. Maybe it's a thing to get attention. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm getting to that level where they just pop up like a wild Pokemon.
When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not,
I do. My IQ is in my back pocket right here, right next to my DEI certified. And that part is not a joke. Well, it's not in my pocket. It's a thing, but excuse me. Funkmaster General said one day you should do a segment on why Muslims don't like dogs. I don't know the specific reason on that, but depending, I think I could definitely do that. Yeah, right? Back that up.
65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one.
If you're not, you're the weird one.
2/3 is incest.
Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, that means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Whew, Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78.
Oh, you thought he was done. We're just getting started.
Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ.
Why? Because they're smarter than them?
It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please.
And I just to be clear, I do like to specifically talk about Islamists and not necessarily Muslims. I don't think that how long is that, Funk? Is that worth a side quest or I don't know. But the I forgot what saying. What did he just say? Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say, but oh, I did say it because they're smarter. Yeah. No, but stupid. Maybe I'm fucking an incest baby. Jesus fucking Christ. Again, I was saying agreed here, but not all Muslims. It's more the Islamists, and the Islamists agree that not the ones that are not them are not even really Muslims. So it could go either way. But then Dylan said Muhammad was really Odin reincarnated, so he was afraid of Fenrir coming back. Oh, Mjolnir, you're still here? We need your help. They are wonderful creatures who make people happy. I mean, dilly to that. Shout out to Phaedrius. Is that did I say that right? Welcome. So the Quran prohibits dogs or something. You can fuck a 9-year-old, but you can't have a puppy. Make it make sense. All right, let's dive back in here.
2%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you. Compared to Christian countries, let's take a look.
I'm 99.9% certain that I streamed that. Did I not stream that? Hold on. DEI search. Let's just say, yeah, I did. So let's drop the link. Oh no, that's not the link. In case you missed it, this is when we'll give a little side quest here. Where's the fucking thing? Professional quality here, and we'll just jump here. I'm getting a little confused because they're saying the things, but it doesn't really match up. Maybe I'm just stupid, and maybe
unconscious bias. One of the most
don't forget, guys. Don't forget, I got to take a final exam to get my certification.
Unconscious bias. One of the most important barriers to diversity, inclusion, and equity, and also one of the main reasons behind discrimination, harassment, and bullying is the concept of unconscious bias. Unconscious bias has to do with the fact that our brains are hardwired to make quick assumptions, and these assumptions are likely to be based on our past experiences, the information we have gained from our culture or background, and the media we listen to or people we admire.
And of course, in this culture, because it's all white supremacy, then your unconscious bias makes you a racist bigot no matter who you are. So, again, link in the chat. I'll drop it one more time if you want to see me getting my DEI certification so that there ain't nobody who can tell me nothing about DEI. Are you DEI certified? Because I am. All right. Let's wait. Get my background back. Oh, dive back in.
Compared to Christian countries, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%. Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen.
I promise you, knowing how I went to college for psychology, it is even more pathetic than that.
Now, let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide.
He's really upset here.
Moving right along. As countries become more Christian, inbreeding declines. Right? We can see this from church intervention in Spain, 20 to 30% post-Reconquista. Catholic Church banned cousin marriages for commoners, papal dispensations.
Muslims be like, who am I supposed to fuck then?
Sold for royals. Italy, similar high rates in the medieval period. The church enforced bans over the century. France, high medieval. Canon law prohibited marriage within 4 degrees of relation.
You can pause it right
Modern
now. Okay. Tell us. So you're explaining this.
All right, we're gonna let him. Give his commentary on this, and then it's time for push-ups and the after party.
Argument is higher IQ, better society, better jobs, better economy. Low IQ, you make worse decisions. Not the best opportunity, not the safest society. What was the second point you were trying to make?
Yeah, so the debate, the framing was which makes a better society, Islam or Christianity? I knew that Daniel's attack would be Christian societies have degeneracy in it. The easiest way to combat that is, well, I think it's pretty degenerate to be humping your first cousin.
I don't know about all that, but
okay, I think that's way pretty degenerate
and
myself.
He reacted to you, right?
Right.
Robbie, there's even the reaction of him where the audience laughs, I believe. And
oh no. If you remember, then you remember. Oh no.
Is if you think the worst, no, not this one, the 14-second clip that Rob that you have. You had it a minute ago, 14-second clip. That's it, yes.
If IQ is the end-all be-all, your entire argument is on the basis of IQ. You haven't said, you just say, marrying your cousin, effing your cousin, that is degenerate. On the basis of what? It's not on the basis of your Bible.
Bro, you said that out loud on a stage to another person into a microphone that was being recorded and broadcast on the internet.
That is, you haven't said, you just say, marrying your cousin, effing your cousin, that is degenerate. On the basis of what? It's not on the basis of your Bible. It's just a degree. Yeah, laugh it up.
What are we talking about? Deity of wins. It doesn't make sense. Just because you ban it doesn't mean the numbers actually went down. They just went underground, if anything, or didn't count it in many areas. Am I lost? What is this referring to? No.
God, you hear what he just said?
It's like, so what? Like, it's like, and
well, I knew that
Oh, man.
I knew that this was going to be bad for him going into the debate because I knew that he would have to double down and defend first cousin marriage. I knew it because this particular sect of Islam that he represents, they're crazy. Okay. And if he were to try to go against it, his head's now on the chopping block, right?
Literally.
So it basically put him in
Literally,
a pincer, but that wasn't even the core, right? The core, the crux of the argument wasn't just that we build way better societies as Christians because we've outlawed inbreeding.
Okay, so the argument the guy made in the video, I'm assuming you're talking about when we were. I assume you're talking about this guy, the Muslim guy, right? So if we're talking about that guy saying he doesn't make sense, or are you saying Andrew doesn't make sense? Just because you ban it doesn't mean the numbers actually went down. Like, okay, agreed. I've made that exact point when I was talking about prawn and prostitution. But what does that have to do with incest leading to lower IQs?
They now on the chopping
course,
block, right?
literally.
So it basically put him in a pincer, but that wasn't even the core, right? The core, the crux of the argument wasn't just that we build way better societies as Christians because we've outlawed inbreeding. So our collective IQ is high enough to, not have donkey pull cart. The core and the crux of the argument was really about ethics. They're constantly appealing to people they consider to be ethically inferior to them to not wipe them out. They're constantly appealing to societies 10 times more sophisticated than their own.
Yeah, were we talking about Pikachu or were we talking about Andrew? So do you see a lot of Christians actually impregnated their daughters in the Bible Belt, for example? I only just caught the video now. So let's put this out there. I'm an atheist. So any smoke you got for Christianity, I'm right there. Well, maybe not right there with you, but you don't need to. You're preaching to the choir there. But I don't know even still, what is it that you're referring to? You said it doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense? What was said that doesn't make sense? That it's not grounded? That it's like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know what you're referring to.
Are constantly appealing to societies 10 times more sophisticated than their own to just literally not wipe them out and take all of their resources, which means they're banking on our benevolence, literally banking on Christian benevolence. If that's the case, how are you going to say we're the worst people on, our ethics are wrong, we follow the wrong God, we're not doing things right? You're banking on the benevolence of Jesus Christ to restrain us from going to the most oil-rich portions of the world and not just putting you all to the sword. What's to stop us from doing?
If you can tell me how to do that, sure. I was born in the Catholic Church, confirmed in the Methodist Church, went through all of that, and then finally sat down and read the Bible and learned about how the brain works and other areas of moral philosophy, and I just don't find it necessary. But I care about the truth. So if there is such a speciality of Jesus Christ, who I do believe was a human being that lived, then yeah, I could do that, but I would need some instructions because I don't know what that means.
That only our ethics, only our ethical purview and faith in Jesus Christ is what prevents that from happening to you. So how about a little gratitude? How about a little gratitude towards these Christians you demonize all the time? How about a little thank you for stopping and restraining the hordes from going over?
Oh, I'm good. I don't need to receive anything from anybody but the people that I have in my life.
With their enormous technology and just putting you barbarians to the sword, because we could.
Yeah, you made the.
So do you appeal to faith when you cross the street or only when you feel things inside or whatever it is? Because I think faith is an inherently bad thing. Well, maybe not inherently bad, but typically is a bad thing. And we all have beliefs that cannot be completely grounded, but the aim should be to have as little faith as possible and as much knowledge as possible. And an awareness that there is no such thing as 100% knowledge.
The argument that there was a part of the debate where I think you said it'll never happen. You guys will never take over because you're always going to need us.
Not militarily.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to do it because you're going to need us.
That is one of the things that moved me, as you said, maybe I wasn't an atheist, but I moved away from this. Scares the fuck out of me. You know who else thinks like this? Jihadis right before they blow up a fucking school. No, I'm saying I'm acknowledging that it's not. That's what I was saying. But the fact that you don't care about this life at all is scary because I'm in this life with you. So what happens when you're having a bad day and you think that, you're off to some utopia, and I don't necessarily, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't believe in that. I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence for that. And you decide, okay, well, we're going to do this. That's how we get that.
Your point with that was militarily.
Yes. Yeah, they could.
Oh, so there's no martyrs in Christianity. Is that what we're talking about here? Because right now in 2025, yeah, it's the Muslims, but let's not act like Christian violence was not a very big thing for a very long time.
They could perhaps breed us out over time because of birth rates and other various things like this. But all you have to do right now is just look at the situation that they're in to note that they have a serious, serious problem here with mass organization and mobilization, and that has a lot to do with IQ.
Yeah. So, yeah, D.D. Wynn said, I personally think faith makes people unmoored from reality, and then they eventually get to the point of religious fervor where they start arguing for the bloody crusades. Bingo. Yep. Okay, if you want to... So there's... this is where you guys start to fucking lose me. This is where you guys start to fucking lose me. When you say Christian violence is an oxymoron, are you making the claim that there has never been a Christian who has engaged in violence? Is that what you mean by that? Okay, that's still violence. You can claim that it's good violence, but it's not violence. So then we're back to oxymoron. So the question again, do you think there has never been a person who is a Christian who is engaged in violence? The no true Scotsman fallacy. It's an oxymoron. I don't know what to tell you guys. If that's what you think, then we can agree to disagree, but that scares the ever-loving shit out of me. I will tell you that for sure. But you know what time it is? I think it's time to do some push-ups. No. Oh, again, guy. Oh my goodness. Do we understand English here? Did anybody say unjustified? Or are we saying violence? And no, violence is not always wrong. There's many different situations in which violence is not only not wrong, but is the only moral option. Why is it that I can bite bullets like that? But then when we're literally fucking talking about a Christian person engaging in violence, you're like, nope, that can't happen. That can't happen. If they do, they're not a real Christian. I mean, come on. This is the level of intellectual fervor that you think is going to convince people? What are we doing? What are we doing? Shout out to Debbie. I am completely pro-life. I believe. Scratch that. I know. Based on scientific evidence and empiricism, that new DNA is created at the moment of conception. And abortion is, in fact, murder. But so is blowing up an abortion clinic. I rest my case. A shout out to Debbie. There we fucking go. All right. It's time, guys. You have paid yourselves. Now. No, you paid me. Now. It's time to pay yourselves. Hear the music. We are at, what is our total here, guys? 139. Oh, Jesus. We made $139. And that means that I need to do 69 again. 69 push-ups. I hate this fucking part. I hate this part. All right, birdies, set this up just for you. Just for you. All right, here we go. Here we go. 69 push-ups. If you can't do 69, if you can't do 69, do 69. Oh man, this is why I need your help, guys. All right, 40, 0. Let's fucking go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, really? Oh, really? I'm gonna put the birdies to it. That's it. For good luck! Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Why did the music stop? Why did the music stop? I don't know. Whatever. Oh, whoo, guys, you are bulking me up. Look at it. Look at it. It's working already. It's working already. Oh, for the Verdes. Oh, look at it. I know. It's still puny. It's still pathetic. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Thank you so very, very much. Let's see what you guys have been saying. All right, we got pro-life atheists rise. Fuck yeah. Why is this off-center? Something's off. D.D. Wynn said the Crusades weren't justified. So many innocent people were killed for literally no reason. The historical record clearly pointed out how crazy Christianity went during time periods like that. And that's why I don't, yeah, okay. But, that was thousands and thousands of years ago. So we don't need to pretend that Christians today are those Christians. Just accept the past and take credit for the advancement. Seems like the most rational thing, but dogma is not known for its rationality. New Toxic, welcome, said me person. Nally Blood, I think if you are any religion, you should not be allowed to do violence. If you're protesting, it should be peaceful, not violent. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Not quite, not quite. Dilly dilly. Any drink sponsors want to hit me up? I will drink your shit on stream. And if I don't like it, I'll pour what I like in a can of what you got. Hit me up. All right. Another one? Another one? Let's go. Let's go. We are out here, guys. We are out here. We want to help you. It's not even about you. This is just what we believe as individuals. It has nothing to do with you. It's to do with the dead babies. I don't know if there's a creator. There might be. There might not be. We might all just be, physical entities. I don't know. That's the agnostic part of the atheism. I don't know. But do I have a belief in a creator? No. There are no creators in which I can point to and say, I believe in that creator. Whether it's one that I thought up in my mind or one that exists in a book. None of those. None of the above do I believe in. But if you got proof, I'm open to changing my mind. Jesus, shout out to Jonathan Jordan. Just get my pumps in because I'm too puny and I don't like that. Fenris said, I understand not buying into the whole Jesus thing, but to me it seems obvious that there is a grand designer. I mean, again, come through. I'm willing to have the conversation as to why that is not necessarily the case. I wouldn't make the argument that it seems obvious that there is not a grand designer, but the obvious part. There you go. Neither do you. There we go. Right. Oh, if you just popped in, it's because I just did my push-up. So part of the stream goal going across either the top or the going across the top. If we hit that goal, which we did, then I have to do push-ups because I like to torture myself and I'm tiny and would like to be bigger. So welcome. Pro-life AF. Hell yeah. Okay, we're in the same place. You think all of this is just a big cosmic accident? No. I am agnostic. I'm not claiming I think this. I'm literally saying I don't know. There's nothing deeper there. There's nothing like I'm not trying to play word games. This stream of consciousness does not have a claim that it appeals to in this realm. That's it. Hey, shout out to Drew. Paid me. Now you paying yourself. There we go. Debbie said, what God would ask you to sacrifice your son? Oh, but he knew that he wasn't going to do it, so it's not a big deal. Shut up. Debbie is absolutely right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, all right. What else we got? I wish I would have kept my hymen intact, but unfortunately, I'm a bleeder. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so very, very much. Especially, guys, I know. Wait. I know that you guys could be spending your time doing anything else in the world, and yet you are here hanging out with me and the Overlord. It's the holidays. You could be spending time with your family. You could be watching Christmas movies. You could do anything in the world, and yet you're here, and that means the world to me. Thank you so very, very much. Outside of that, a big extra thank you to anybody who signed up as a member, anybody who's been a member, and especially all of tonight's donations. Guys, you really came through. Hey, and we got a new subscriber. There we go. Did a win. Hope to see you again. But let's get back. We had Dane coming in heavy, bruh. We had TV with the PayPal. We had Salt River signing up as a member. Hector in the building. Behave doing her thing. We had, where'd it go? Arrow again. Doing the damn thing once again. We had Real Black Betty with the $2. And then 40 gifted memberships, bro. 40 gifted memberships. Oh my goodness. 45 gifted memberships. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what that means. Joke. There. Oh, for the Verdies. Verdi's a treat for Morty. And one more refill. Let's go. There's a small one. Just a small one. All right. That's not that small. But he deserves it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Oh, and Kitty! Hey, Kitty also came through with a gifted membership. Thank you. So very much. I'll give him the other piece of that. Thank you. Here, take that. And then we'll just double up on you here. Look at it. Just look at it. There we go. Thank you. See, the music stopped again. Oh, Jesus. Something's going on with my song. Oh, I guess that's just... Okay, whatever. It's weird. Look at this. When you move the slider, it only goes to here. Oh, wait. Right, yeah. What? This before it was stopping right here. What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so very, very much. I cannot tell you. I just tried, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so very, very much. And GPT bug. I gotta download the actual the file. I think I have it somewhere, but. All right, guys, it is time for the after party. If you are a member, or if you hit the Discord link, let me drop that in the chat for you Verdies one more time. If you click this link, or if you click this link before the stream is over, or you are a member, and come on through. We headed to the after party. We're going to the Let Us Speak channel, and it is going to be a good time, guys. Thank you so very, very much for hanging out, and look how happy it made him. That's all I need in the world. Thank you guys so very, very much. If you are new here, please do hit that subscribe. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, and you know that YouTube sucks with those notifications, so you may as well hit that bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Once again, guys, we've got the Overlord, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.